What's up, guys? Your boys are back with another one, man. I'm Ryan, my man, George.
Yeah, y'all see the vibes.
Yeah, man.
Y'all see what it is, man.
Make sure you like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Artists, make sure you reach out. If you got a song you want us to do, we can put you in front of a video, or we do the whole video, man. Make sure you check out the link in the description. All right, man. So y'all see what it is, man. We see what it is, and we trying to do big things out here, man. Go ahead, George. And introduce your cousin, man.
Man, as y'all saw with the title of the video, man. We said we had a little announcement, and you see the aesthetics, man. Beautiful, right?
Man.
You see that? All that good. And we wanted to introduce, my cousin. He has been on me for like 4 or 5 years. He wanted to be a part of the podcast / reaction / whatever we had in mind. Every time we breaking down bars, he wants to get involved in the process. So for years, he's been on us. So I was like, you know what? Here's your chance, man. You know what I mean? We looking to expand things with Lost in Vegas, man. Here's your chance, man. So I want to introduce y'all to my cousin who's been rocking with us forever, who wants to be a part of the team. Introduce yourself, sir.
Man, it's about fucking time y'all let me come on the show. How many times I got to beg and ask y'all to let me get on the fucking show?
Yeah.
I mean, no disrespect. It's y'all thing. Y'all been building it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I appreciate you finally letting me come shine. For a second, I thought you ain't want me to shine. You know what I mean? But I know big cuz, you know what I mean, want little cuz to shine too. So now we finally see that, you know what I mean? I appreciate you for
You know what I'm saying? We kept them in the doghouse for a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, they know my name is Jermaine. I'm little cuz, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For years, I've been asking to get on the show, and they let me come on.
Get out of here, man.
Let's drink it in.
Man.
Let's drink it in. Drink it in. Yo, we had y'all's food with the title.
Big time.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't know what was coming.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Just drink that in. You know what I'm saying? So, by the way, don't get used to the aesthetics. We wanted to make something special for Cole. But guess what? Cole is such a real one. That Cole, the first thing that Cole said, because we rented out the studio because we wanted to make it, dope and have room and make everything comfortable. The first thing Cole said was, nah, man, come on, man. I need the green screen, man.
And that's no cap, right?
Yeah, no lie. Like, even now, as I'm sitting here, of course, first of all, it's a pleasure to be here with y'all.
Thank you, man.
Let me say that. Like, of course, he's joking about the cousin thing and hitting him. But what is true is, for years, I've been seeing y'all and watching y'all. We can get into the story of that later, but y'all are, I fuck with the reaction space in general. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people that I fuck with, but y'all in particular are some of the first ones I saw, and it's like, I fuck with what y'all do and what y'all bring to the table. So let me one, say that. And then two, say, y'all know, because I've told y'all, I damn near feel a little robbed. Like, no, I need the black background. You know what I mean? I need the straight black background, because the people, your audience can tell you if they agree with me.
Right.
But I was just explaining to them how I think the black background, of course, I understand we couldn't do it for this because, it's more space. It's just two of y'all in that normal setup. But to us, the people that watch y'all channel, I'm sure they watch it way more than me. But I think the black background is iconic. You know what I mean? And it speaks to what I see about y'all specific channel, where it's like, yo, it's not about nothing but the music. There's no extra shit in the background. And I fuck with, if people got shit in the background, that's cool too.
Right.
But y'all think it's so unique to me because it's like, it represents y'all channel and how it has been since I first seen y'all, where it's like, yo, this shit is just about the music. It's just about this. It's no extra shit. It's no motherfucking gimmicks and tricks. Or the titles of the videos ain't super like clickbaity. You know what I mean? Clickbaity.
What up?
It's like so. No disrespect to anybody doing that, because everybody got their lane.
Yes.
But all of that to say, I was like, damn. When I walked in, I'm like, nah,
this ain't Hollywood. It's too Hollywood.
I need the motherfucking black background. But they were like, but I understand. And
Yo,
so,
J. Cole wouldn't have fit in our spot, guys. Just so y'all know.
Not at all.
He wouldn't have fit in the spot we have, man. It was just a little bit too scrunched. But I mean, if Cole had an extra couple minutes, you know what I'm saying? We can flick it up at the old spot.
I'm down.
We can flick it up. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So you can see it.
But man, I just want to say thank you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's an honor and a pleasure for us to even be in your presence, man. When you reached out to us, you have no idea how much that meant to both of us, man. To be honest with you, I told George, I was like, man, God works in mysterious ways, and George can really attest to this, man, because George got his own channel, by the way, so make sure y'all check out my man's channel.
Yeah.
But I kind of forced George into doing his own channel, to be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. George's like, man, come on, man, let's do this, let's do that. I'm like, man, I got this other job and this and that. And, because, we got the trials and tribulations with YouTube and copyright and stuff like that. So, man, you reaching out to us, man, really just, it hit my heart, man. It really did. I was like, damn, I guess people really do give a shit about what we do.
Yo, after 9 years of me telling them, like, yo, they really, all these dudes watch our videos, right? I'm telling you, man.
Wow.
And,
and not even knowing that I was one of them dudes, because it's like, you know, I feel like I look, it's selfishly, when my shit come out, a part of my enjoyment is watching reactions of people that I respect their opinion.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like, that's when I come on to, that's when I'm looking for y'all shit. Okay. You know what I mean? For the most part, it's like, damn, because my most used app is YouTube. Right. So it's like certain things hit my algorithm. So it's like, if I put something out, naturally in my mind, I'm just like, oh, I ain't seen Lost in Vegas. Sometimes I'm like, damn, did they stop doing this shit? Because I could tell from watching y'all over the years, I'm knowing like, yo, these dudes got real jobs because y'all are never pressed to be first to react. Right. You know what I mean? Because you got real life happening. For real. So, but I do subconsciously, I be looking for y'all shit. You know what I mean? So just to clarify what you're saying and confirm what you're saying, it's like, yeah, if I'm feeling like that, you know what I mean? And I'm living my regular life, I can't imagine, I know everyday people are feeling like that too. Right. You know, I'll be seeing them in y'all comments like, yo, where y'all at? Hurry the fuck, such and such, boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? So, and I think it's just a, you know, it's a testament to how authentic y'all are. And like, you know, people, we can feel y'all relationship, how tight y'all are through the thing, and how y'all stuck together, and then how real y'all are when y'all talk about shit. You know what I mean? And like, that's what the game, the community of the world, because that's what rap has turned into, the community. Remember, back in the days, it was either your homeboys, what's at school, on the bus y'all talking, and then you get a magazine. And that was, and TV, that's all you had. Now it's like,
Big Tigger and them, and MTV Raps.
Yes. Now you can go on the internet and people can have community, you know what I mean? And like, and so you guys have cultivated a community, you know what I mean? I'm sure there's mad people out there that would love it if y'all picked up the pace. What I was gonna ask is, do y'all got like Patreon? Y'all do that, or y'all never dove into that world? Okay.
We do.
Okay.
We do.
Cool.
Long story on that, but you know, we're thinking about, after this, especially, we're
gonna turn it up, man. We're gonna turn it up, because everyone has asked us, like, man, you know, if y'all just did a podcast,
it's just the time.
Man, but it's just the time, you know, with work, you know, working a regular job and all that, man. But we would love to make this our primary thing. We think we established something dope, but this has been on the strength of just music. Yes. Hip hop, you know, we do multiple channels or multiple genres. So we do metal and rock and all that stuff. So
that's what I love.
So it's been a cool journey, man. And we would like to do it full time, man. But, you know, life gets in the way. You got to make money too. So, you know, so we need to turn this into a business. That's the biggest, I think, opportunity for Lost in Vegas. We haven't monetized the business portion of it. We don't have a manager. We don't have a team. You know what I mean? With this kind of setup, we were just talking to our engineer guy, right, that we got now. We're like, you know what? Maybe we need to turn this up. You know? And maybe if we put some production behind it, maybe we could turn it up. I know the green screen. That's what I was saying before we turned the mics on. You was like, man, the green screen, man. And George and I, you know, we kind of go back and forth with that, because I'm like, man, you know, we can build up to that. George's like, man, nah, man, we need to get the shit right now.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right, understood.
I told Ryan, I said, dude, we made it this far with chewing gum and sticks.
Yeah.
Right.
Sticks and chewing gum. Like bare minimum. But, you know, apparently that worked out for us, man.
Yeah,
in terms of just, because we really do come from a place of just wanting to be real.
Yes.
Bro. I can't even stomach not being honest. Right. You know what I mean? Me and Ryan have gone into this. You know, there's certain things that when we do reactions, I'm like, I just know when I say this, and when I say this thing, when I say this person lost this battle, when I say this was whatever, I don't want to say trash. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to be more diplomatic. When I say I don't like a song, or I don't like this, I don't like that, I know exactly when no 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people are going to hit that unsubscribe button. So it says a lot to kind of, you know, stand on your truth and be like, look,
bro,
you know what I'm saying? That this is my opinion. This is what it is, man. You know, and if we lose subscribers, so be it. But the people who stick through it, you know, those are the people that are for us. You know?
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I just to you know, I'm adding on to what I said, but it's like hearing y'all say that, where it's like, yo, y'all are literally doing this shit off the passion and haven't even necessarily figured out the business aspect of it yet, which I feel like mad people out there can probably relate to. Sure. Maybe they're having some success on TikTok or IG or boom, boom, but they haven't necessarily figured out a way to like monetize that in a way that can sustain their life. But so one, I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Yes.
Two, I do pray that one, y'all continue going, and that two, maybe it is just like getting a manager or somebody. I just had a thought. I met somebody today, and I was like, damn, maybe y'all need somebody like boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? But with that said, hopefully somebody can come and help y'all line this up, or y'all can do it on your own. But I say all of that to say, knowing what you just told me and what I kind of like felt like intuitively that like, oh, y'all ain't necessarily figured that part out yet. and seeing what you've built off of just the time that you have, it's a testament to the fact that, yo, y'all are really leading with passion. Y'all are just leading with honesty and truth, and look what that can get you. You know what I mean? The other part will come. Y'all will figure that out. As long as you continue to move how you're moving, people, like, if you build it, they will come. And clearly, y'all have built a community where it's like, oh, he be saying that?
That's
word up.
Word up. He be trying to keep me on.
Word.
I hate to, but, I wear my passion and my honesty on my sleeve, man. You know what I'm saying?
The most honest person.
Yeah, man. And I'm just like, man, but we ain't making no money though. So he's had to talk me off of so many cliffs, man, because we love it and we do it. But I'm like, man, if we could just monetize, if we could just figure that out, I was pretty much done with music, bro, to be honest with you, which is why George's like, well, man, maybe I got to start my own channel because I was like, because of the copyright. You know what I mean? The copyright, dude. If we didn't have the copyright,
can y'all explain to me how it works? Like, not that, and if y'all don't want to tell the audience, it's fine. But in my mind, like, how does with the copyright, like, how does that actually work when you? Because I heard y'all mention that.
Well, I'm glad you said that. I thought you knew, so that's really, really important because maybe they don't really have a full scope. But long story short, man, if you use someone else's content, like if we do a couple songs off the Fall Off, which we did, we're gonna get to that.
Mm-hmm.
That goes automatically. YouTube has an algorithm that automatically flags it that it's someone else's content that you're using. And as us, we obviously transform content. Any song that you've done off the Fall Off is not a 30-minute song, a 40-minute song, right?
Yep.
But our videos, as we know, we get to talking on tangents and all that and breaking down bars, the time gets away from us. But because we use that song, any parts of it, it's automatically.
It could be 30 seconds.
Automatically
makes it so that you can't monetize that.
Correct.
It's got to be some sort of something that can be worked out for that lane of, that's probably a big ass lane in music, period. I'm sure hip hop is big, but like R&B, motherfucking rock and roll, I'm sure they all have this. So it's like, it seems like if I'm YouTube or if I'm these record labels, like, it's got to be something you can carve out to where it's like, yo, like, what can there be some sort of participation on both sides? Not just like, nope. You know what I mean? Where it's like, where you're supporting and encouraging somebody to stay and watch a video for 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so it's interesting to hear that from your perspective.
Yeah, so, I mean, but this is not about us. It's about you, man.
I appreciate it, but it is though, honestly, because like, guess what? Like, you guys have an audience that sits here and watches this, and now there'll be people watching that probably never heard of this either. But I'm speaking it's almost like somebody from your audience get to come on your show for a second. You know what I mean? So it is about y'all though, because it's like, as long as I've been watching y'all show, I'll be like, yo, I don't even know how y'all met. Like, what's y'all story? What's y'all, you know what I mean? And I don't know if y'all have ever shared that or y'all care to, but as somebody that's watched, I'm like, damn, what these dudes, like, what's they bond?
Right.
Like, how far back do y'all go? How long y'all been rocking? How did y'all come to this channel?
Right.
Whose idea was it?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do that, bro.
Because, I mean, we want to know about you too, man. And I think when you reached out, man, and we were talking on the phone, George and I both was like, man, he like the homie. He comes from the same cloth that we come from.
Right.
You know what I mean? Growing up in impoverished neighborhoods, because this ghetto's all around the world.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, that was like one of the first things I wanted to talk about, man, is just upbringing. Because when we talked over the phone, we were talking about, like, man, we kind of cut from the same cloth, man, and we kind of feel Cole's music because it comes from, it seems like it came from a real place. We've always said that about if every reaction that we've pretty much done for you, like, dude, man, Cole is one of them real ones, man, but man, just a little bit of background on us, man. I don't want to be too long-winded, you know what I mean? I don't like talking about myself, but George and I, we used to work in car sales of all places.
Out here?
Yeah, out here.
Wow.
I'm from Chicago. He's from New York. You know what I'm saying?
Upstate New York.
So we both came out here too.
You can't say.
No, you have to let it be known. Where upstate?
Niagara Falls, Buffalo.
Okay, fine.
You know what I'm saying? So Western New York.
Yes.
You can't say NYC. The New Yorkers will be like, where?
Word up.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you ain't from New York. You ain't from New York.
Hey, Benny the Butcher's from upstate, right?
Nah, for sure.
Thank goodness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they put on big for that area.
Absolutely.
That region.
Yeah,
I'm happy for them too.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying?
So you from Chicago.
Yep.
You're from upstate New York.
Yes.
And then so y'all met out here at y'all was working together.
Yep. When did you come out? 2008, right?
08.
Which is
crazy.
Me too, yeah.
Wow.
Which is crazy to think about.
I know, man.
You know what I mean? But
So we used to, be out there slanging cars, man, and get talking, and he would come to the crib, and we'd have a drink, and we talking about music, and and he, that New York, Chicago, which food is better, the New York pizza is better, and hip hop came from New York. Guess who said that? You know, hip-hop came from New York, you know, so y'all Chicago dudes. Nah, he didn't.
But I can't even claim it according to New Yorkers.
Right.
No, NYC. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, we can't get all the credit. You know, we get the we get the leftover swag from NYC, according to them at least. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, man, we would just chill and talk about random things, man, and we could talk for hours about anything. We could talk hours about pizza, sneakers, you know, movies, and you know, I just started seeing, you know, reaction. Shout out to Z-Ass and B-Lou.
Yeah,
I mean, they've been doing their thing for a while.
So they was doing it even before y'all?
Yeah.
Man, them dudes is amazing, bro. Shout out to them.
Man, shout out to them.
Before this is done, I want to shout out a lot of people in
Please
space.
do.
Yeah,
because although I came to y'all first, my feeling is like, yo, this whole year, I want to go see a lot of those people.
That's
dope,
man.
Man.
You know what I mean? Them dudes is fucking amazing and hilarious.
Dude, they inspired us because George, like he was about to say, I don't want to take your shine away, man. He was like, you know, man, we could really do this on camera. And I was like, what you talking about? He's like, man, we could do this YouTube thing. I'm like, they get paid for that? He's like, dude, watch these dudes. So Z-Az and them, man, really, he helped me see that by watching Z-Az and them.
Wow.
And I was like, and shout out to them, man. They are like one of the pioneers. If I don't know anybody else that was doing,
I didn't know that.
Before.
That makes them even iller to me. I didn't know that.
Yeah, seriously. And then but you know, they did things and they have their own energy. And me and Ryan were like, well, you know what I'm saying? We're a little older. You know what I'm saying? Life experience is a little different. You know, we think we can add something else to the space. We think we can add, you know what I'm saying, that perspective. And lo and behold, I mean, and then we started with the rap, and then we actually started with some other stuff, and then we found our way to hip hop. But
what y'all start with the other stuff?
Yeah, we was doing, what was it?
Smash or pass, all that shit.
Right. Smash or pass, like you put somebody. Y'all had to find your lane.
Yeah,
we didn't know.
With that.
We didn't know, man.
Right.
And then we did what was it? Logic that kind of got us popping. I think Logic, the Logic.
Shout out to Logic.
Yeah, shout out to Logic, man. Michael Traps.
Michael.
That's what it was. I don't know.
But we did like a Logic.
That's the Michael Jackson impersonator. They was doing the Michael Jackson song.
Rapping, you know what I'm saying? He was barring up, but doing the Michael.
So y'all was doing reviews on that type?
Yeah, we was doing that.
So we didn't know what to do, man. And then we did the Michael Trapson, and that kind of got us bubbling a little bit. We got some viewership from that. And then we did Logic, and then because I'm trying to remember exactly how we started with the rock and metal. I know we were just like, let's
conversation. Conversation, because we like everything. If it's dope, it's dope. I don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying? If it's rock or metal, if it's country, I like everything. I like music. I like jazz. I like blues. If it's done well, it's done well. Yes. So it was just a conversation about like, dude, what's up with doing metal? You know what I'm saying? Let's show them our versatility. Like, yo, we can get into this bag too. Our heart and soul, our passion, of course, is hip hop and R&B.
Yes.
But we can get into this bag too. I like a little bit of Alice in Chains. You know what I mean? I like Metallica.
Yes.
And some of our best videos, man, have been on the metal and rock side of things because I guess our evolution in that genre, people were drawn to. Because we were like, man, they couldn't even fathom that we had never heard some of these songs.
Right.
Two
worlds colliding, you know?
And I see some of the reaction channels on YouTube. A part of it is like, yo, when you love something so much, if I'm an Alice in Chains fan or a Smashing Pumpkins fan or like a Metallica fan or something, and I'm like a real deal fan, the way that somebody would be a fan of me or the way I was a fan of Pac or Jay or Kanye or something, if I'm that type of fan, there's no better feeling. I mean, of course, there's not many better feelings than when you see somebody get something the way you get it.
Yeah.
And I think what y'all were offering, because I remember when I first discovered y'all channel and I would see, they do other things too.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But it's like, those fans are like, these two dudes from a whole different world, they get it the way I get it.
Right.
And they
appreciate it.
And that happens right now on YouTube where it's like, you go see some like 14, 15-year-old white kid and his dad is in a chair. They're like, Dad, let me play you J. Cole. And his dad's like, they get it. His dad's making some insightful ass points. And it's like, the fans of what we fans of, you know what I mean, are probably like, that's so dope. You know what I mean? Seeing somebody else, it's like community building. Seeing somebody get it the way you get it is a great feeling. So I could see why those like rock or metal videos went up for y'all or go up for y'all.
It was a great time seeing that, man. And we did an interview with Rolling Stone, and one of the things that the interviewer kept harping on, he was just like, you guys are bringing people together and this and that. And he was making, from a macro standpoint, he was just, I guess it was just better for the world to see, he didn't say it, but to see black dudes liking metal and rock and get into that. And that wasn't even our mentality. And I was kind of like derailing him a little bit. I was just like, yeah, that's great. I mean, that's a sort of a bonus. Right. But we like genuinely just love good music. We just appreciate if it's done well, it's done well. I don't care what you are, what your ethnicity is or whatever the case may be. If it's dope, it's dope. I love you know what I mean? But he was just trying to get us, he was trying to angle us there. I'm like, that's great. I mean, I'm happy that people look at our videos and they see, you know, someone black that's liking a metal video and they think that can bring people together. That's great. But that just wasn't necessarily our intention.
And that's not how it comes across either. Like when you do those videos, it's not like, hey man, we two black dudes from Chicago, New York. No, it comes across as like, no, we're two music lovers.
That's right.
That are listening to music that you've suggested and that we're already open and primed to hearing because we like all music. You know what I mean? It doesn't come across gimmicky at all. You know what I mean? Right. And that's probably what resonates with people.
Appreciate
it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, we really appreciate that, man. Yeah. Because we didn't even know that, well, at least I'm gonna speak for myself, I'm gonna speak for George. I didn't even know it would get to where it's gotten to. You know what I mean? This was just like, okay, man, let's try it. You know, because we do it for free anyway. Right. We sit here at the kitchen table just talking music for hours anyway. Right. So we might as well just do it. And then, you know, lo and behold, man, people actually cared about what we had to say. You know what I mean? And we just kind of was rocking, man. You know man. I mean? Wow. So,
well, congrats, man. Thank y'all for sharing that. I definitely have thought over the years, like, yo, what's the backstory? You know what I mean?
That's wild that J. Cole sitting there just, yo, man, what's up with the black, the green, you know what I'm saying? You know, looking into the void and all that. That's amazing, man.
We really appreciate it though, man. Yeah, without a doubt, man. You know, so, but man, let's transition to the fall off, man.
Congratulations.
You know what I'm saying? Congratulations.
Thank you.
What did you just read? That my man is breaking records already?
Breaking, you did some pre-sale records, broke 18 records specifically is what they said. Did you even hear about that?
Was that for a tour? Somebody
for your tour?
I did hear about that. Yeah. No, the tour. Man.
I mean, you've been ripping and running. You don't even know you.
Yeah, I know.
You're breaking records out here,
You can't even stop to pay attention because you lose money by doing that.
Hell no. But the tour.
It's doing amazing.
It went up crazy. So
that's cool, man.
And then you extended some shows, it looks like. You went from 53 to 70, something like that. Is that accurate?
Yeah, because what you'll do is like, you know, it's arenas. So it's like in New York, we'll end up doing 5 nights. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then in LA, we'll end up doing however many nights. So then what started as 50-something, by the time you get through, you know, because that shit'll sell out. The first one might sell out fast as hell.
Right.
And then, or the first and the second one. And so then you're like, oh shit.
Right.
Not me, but the people that run the business. Shit, should we go up with the third? Oh, go up with the third. Boom, boom. So by the end of it, there was however many shows you just said. You know what I mean?
That's dope, man.
That's dope, man. That's dope. And you coming to Vegas, right?
Yeah. They just told me September. I mean, not that I didn't know. Somebody was just like, yo, you coming to September? I'm like, yeah, I am coming to September.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta check that out, man.
Yeah, please come.
But loving the album. Loving the album. I don't know, did you see all the reactions?
Yeah, I seen all y'all joints. I seen first y'all did
Safety.
Don't tell me Safety.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's all good. Y'all did Safety. Y'all did Together, y'all did Safety. Thank you, bro. Y'all did Together, y'all did Safety. I Love Her Again.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And y'all, that might have been only 2 y'all did. Or y'all did one more. No. Did y'all do one more?
The Fall Off is inevitable. But it was called Diss 2 at the time.
Diss 2, y'all did that. And then on your channel, you did Legacy, which I appreciated that. No, I seen it right because my algorithm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In my algorithm. So I was one of your first motherfucking 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers. And I watched this shit grow. I'm like, oh, and I'm keeping up with your numbers. I'm like, damn, he did like 10,000 in a day.
Oh,
like, you know what I mean? And I'm happy for you. I'm like, all right, good. You know what I mean? Like, like I know you.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. So yes. They should know the name of your channel, Rhyme Rate. Rhyme Rate.
My channel.
Subscribe to his channel for sure. So you did Legacy, you did 39 intro, or did y'all do 39 intro?
I did Legacy, 39 intro, and I think that was 2. Poor Thing.
Poor Thing. Oh, yeah. That's my shit.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Man, Poor Thing, man. I love that. It bangs in the whip too, man.
Bro.
That's all that, you know, you are always barred up. That's one thing I always love about you, man. No matter what you're talking about, I mean, and George says this a lot, you know, a lot of people feel like they got to be having like this big vision and like, oh, it's got to be this saving the world type of thing. Even if you rapping on some, we got a good thing, you don't forget about the bars.
I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? Because the bars have to be there. You know what I mean? And I really appreciate the work that you put in. And we talked about this when we talked to you on Saturday, man. I really appreciate the work that you put in, even though you are successful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's really what I would love for you to talk about, man, because I think it's real easy to become complacent.
Right.
You know, if you get money and you successful, it's like, you know, you could really say that I'm at the top of the mountain.
Nah, that's real.
You know what I mean? How do you find that passion to keep pushing the envelope, getting better, man, because you were already nice. When you came into the industry, you've been nice.
I appreciate it.
But I could hear the multi-syllable usage, the flow, you know what I mean? The flows is crazy. Blow for blow, cold flow. Just the way you're able to come in and out of shit, man. I'm like,
thank you.
He is getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Well, the fall off, ironically, is like that was the whole intention. Was when I did Forest Hill Drive and I did this tour. I've told the story a couple times, but I'll try to make it quick. I did Forest Hill Drive. It was my biggest album. Yeah. And like, mind you, my whole life, I've been trying to get damn near to that point without even knowing it. But, you know, it got me to a level where I was finally like, all right, I can chill a little bit. I got comfortable, complacent, like not even complacent, but I got off that tour. The tour was successful. I got back home. I had just got married. So I tell the story of like, for the first time, probably since I was 19, I was sitting on a couch, bro, in an apartment in Raleigh. Like, I moved back home to Carolina. And I'm sitting on a couch and I'm just watching TV, bro. Like, and that don't sound like a big deal to anybody, but that was a big deal to me. I hadn't sat and watched TV.
Okay,
unless a game was on, you know what I mean? Right. And like we watching TV. I haven't sat and watched a show. So I remember the shows. I was watching Power, Narcos, How to Get Away with Murder. Yeah. A show called Island Life on HGTV, and there was some other random show called Odd Mom Out. It was on like Bravo or some shit, I don't know. But I was watching these shows, me and my wife, and I was just like, man, I'm real relaxed and comfortable. Like
a little bit too comfortable.
A little bit too comfortable. I would make beats every now and then, but say like I make a beat, and then one time this week I'm gonna try to write to the beat. I'm like, damn, I like this beat, let me try to write to it. Right. What I would notice is, one, it was really hard to write, but two, if I would make it through a verse, I'd be like, yo, if I'm being honest with myself, like, this shit is not, it ain't ill. You know what I mean? It was a struggle to get through, or even if I did catch a wave, I'm like, like I got some of these voice notes still on my phone to this day. Yeah. And when I go back and listen, they not bad. They actually might be good, but they wasn't moving me.
Gotcha.
I was no longer hearing my favorite rapper. That's how I can describe it. Like for a very long time in my life, I was my favorite rapper. Right. All the way up until Forest Hill Drive. Like when I listen to Forest Hill Drive, I'm listening to my favorite rapper. 03 Adolescence, Love Yours, No Role Models, Wet Dreams, January 28th. Right. All of these songs I can hear, oh, that's my favorite rapper. Right. Like so dope. All of a sudden I'm writing verses and I'm not hearing my favorite rapper nowhere. I'm just like, damn, it's not moving the shit that I like. So I had a conversation with myself, which was like, and at this time, I'm meditating every day because coming from Forest Hill Drive, that's how that album even happened. I was meditating. Like, I got up to like 3 times a day. Wow. And when you meditate, what I try to tell people is like, you become so in tune with your emotions and your like, and how you feel. And like, you know, it's very easy for you to process when you're not feeling a way or whatever you feel. It's very easy. It was very easy for me to say, yo, to have a conversation with myself and say like, yo, you done wrote a lot of verses or a few verses, and they're not good, or to you.
Right.
What's going on? And I was like, oh, this is how that shit be happening. Oh, you just experienced massive success. Yeah. Right? Like the success of your favorite rappers, or a lot of your favorite rappers. You experience a massive success. This how that shit be happening.
And I want to talk about, and I hate to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
About Lonely at the Top.
There you go. This will play into that song. Yeah. Which is like, yo, this how that shit happen. You hit a level of success, and a natural human instinct damn near is to chill and relax and take a break, pat yourself on the back. But what happens is, a lot of times, when you do that, you unknowingly, you might write a rap, you might make a song, you might make an album, but you never noticed that your skill level diminished. Yeah. Like you never noticed that your ability to paint a picture as clear as what you could before, or to do the things that you was good at before. You never noticed that shit went away. So you drop a song or you drop an album, and us as fans, we gonna listen and be like, oh shit, he dropped boom, boom, boom. Yeah. But deep down, even as fans, we know, or we'll realize years later, that shit wasn't really that dope. Yeah. Like that shit wasn't as ill as what I thought. When you go back and revisit 5 years later, 10 years later, you hear the truth. And so I'm like, oh, nigga, I've seen this movie enough to know you're sitting in the seat. Right. Now you are headed actually in that direction. Right. What do you want to do about it? Because then I also had a conversation with myself where it's like, yo, it's cool. You earned that. Do you want to chill? Matter of fact, nigga, you could retire right now if you wanted.
Yep.
Like, it's okay. Do you want to do that? And my conversation with myself was like, nah, I'm not ready to like retire yet. I don't want to do that. Like, I want to, and why not was the next question. Why not? I was like, because when I go out and when I retire or I decide to hang it up, I want to know that I went out at the top of my game on every level.
You want the game to retire you.
Yes, I want to know that I went out at my top tier. So that began the answer to your question of like, yo, how you stay motivated even though you was already nice or you was already successful, boom, boom. It was because I imagined and foresaw a day when I wouldn't do this no more because I just decided like I'm over it. And I said, yo, what would you regret? And I would have regretted not getting everything off the table ability-wise. Like did I look at basketball players like, yo, did he max out his ability?
Right.
Like when I look at Steph Curry, the reason why I'm such a big Steph fan, because I'm like, he maxed out every ability he had. He can't get no more sliders.
Right.
Like on his 2K character. Like, he's only 6'3". He's only this tall. He's only this boom, boom. But he maxed his body, he maxed his shooting, he maxed his handles. You can't.
Yeah, this is right up his alley.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
don't let you finish.
Nah, for real. So I look at it like that, where it's like, yo, so when I'm done with this, can I really truly look back and go, yo, you maxed everything out? You know what I mean? Like all the things that were important to you. And so that's what started me on my journey of like, oh, there's an album for this. And there's a process of me getting better and trying to become at a point when a rapper skill level will decline. Can I go the opposite direction on purpose and like fight gravity? Can I go do that? And that's what started the beginning of the ideas of seeds being planted for the fall off.
Because that's what it felt like that with was the off season when you started talking about the writing drills right around that era?
I started the writing drills right around the time I'm telling you about.
Right.
But to me, the off season was later down the line, the first like project reflection of that mind state and that mentality of like, yo, I'm just literally trying to get better here. You know what I mean? Like that's the first time other than the feature run where I was showing it. I feel like that's when I first seen y'all video was like at the beginning of the feature run. Y'all might have did, I think I told y'all this, but I feel like y'all might have did the joint I had with Jeezy. And like, maybe that was around the first time I seen y'all. But that was the feature run. That run was like practice for me. You know what I mean? Just me being like, yo, get out your fucking box and your shell. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like I ain't even know no rappers back then necessarily, you know what I mean? Like, and I just started like embracing that was like my path of embracing and challenging myself.
Yeah, so, man, that's dope, man.
You know what I mean?
Dude, I love that.
You don't see it.
The reason why I asked that question, that's why George was like, man, that's right up my alley when you start talking about Steph and stuff like that and basketball. I love basketball too, man, but that's a different conversation. But I just really feel like people in general just don't max out their potential. They squander opportunities.
And that's in anything.
Yeah, in anything. You know what I mean? We're talking about music. We're talking about your career. But I mean, just relating it to the average person, because I feel like I'm that too. You know, I got a regular job. You know what I'm saying? I got other businesses on the side, but I'm trying to push myself. I'm trying to get to that next level. Because when you're comfortable, man, I think the biggest problem, and I'm not going to take a long time because I can go on and on about this, but the bottom line, man, is I think the biggest problem with most people is the okay money. When you hit that 100,000, 200,000, you know what I mean? I'm good. I'm okay. Why try to be better when you're like, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm okay. You know what I mean? But you never push yourself. And it doesn't have to be all about money either. It could be whatever you're trying to do as far as spiritual enlightenment. You know what I mean? It could be your fitness. It could be whatever the case may be. But I just think that okay, like I'm okay. I'm not in the best shape, but I'm okay.
To your point, that okay for somebody is somebody else's, oh my God. But their potential and your potential might be two different things. For instance, because you're a basketball person, so am I. It's so many dudes that make the NBA, right? And that, to your point, that's their version of like, oh, I'm okay. I made it. I made it to the league. And guess what? To everybody else, that is amazing.
That's true. You're right.
To Kobe Bryant, was that amazing? No. Was
true.
Making the league amazing to Kobe Bryant? No, because he had his mind on maxing out his potential for real. I'm chasing Michael Jordan. So making the league is the bare minimum for me.
It's a fact.
You know what I mean? So like what I take from what you're saying with potential is like, and that's everybody's own choice. You know what I mean? But you don't want to look back 10, 15 years after your career and go, damn, I was just actually too comfortable with just making it to the league. I should have maxed out. You know what I mean? And so I think if when I got the privilege to like work with Badu on this. I like got to pull up on her, boom, boom. And she said something to me that was like, wow, like, and it kind of relates to this. She was like, and I hope she don't feel no way, but I feel like she dropped a jewel on me that I feel like people can relate to. But she's like, yo, she puts herself, it's almost like she time travels. She puts herself in the future version she puts herself in the shoes of the future version of herself. The 70-year-old, the 80-year-old, the 90-year-old. And then kind of sees her life from that angle and then warps back and goes like, okay, like, am I going to be satisfied with how I use this time? And I'm fucking up the way she worded it. But the sentiment is that, like if you put yourself, and that's what I did with the fall off, not knowing, me and her never had that conversation, but I put myself in the future when I'm not doing this and said like, oh, okay, if you're not doing this, like if you're not in the league in 20 years, what would you regret? You know what I mean? And whatever that is, you need to be doing that shit right the fuck now. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you need to be doing. And that's what you need to be headed to. So I feel you on potential. And I'm a believer in that. Like, yo, let's max out our potential. Now, everybody don't want that though. You know what I mean? But that's what I wanted.
And for the people who say that to you, though, for the people who want it, because I mean, the $100,000 guy, he may be fine with that, but there are people, and we've had this conversation where they would complain about, oh, I'm not here, this isn't working, and yada, 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 and they're not putting the time into being in maxing out or putting their sliders all the way up. Right. And I think those are the people that spawn 3-hour conversations with me and Ron. You know what I'm saying? Those are people, okay, if you cool, that's everyone's wants or needs or whatever are different. But when you say, I want this, and then you turn around and you're sitting on your couch for 3 hours out of a day, or whatever the case may be, then that's, you know.
And think about this, man. What if the world needs your contribution? What if you're, because everybody has a gift, no matter what it is, everybody has a gift, something that they can do with the least amount of effort and be successful at, right? Everyone has that. But if you just play safe, you cheat yourself, first of all. But what if that's the next great invention? You know, what if that's the next Uber invention? What if that's the next Amazon? What if that's next? But if you never push yourself, to your point, pushing yourself, I just don't think you rob the world of something that could be great.
For sure.
As well as robbing yourself. You know what I mean? That. So I just think that everybody should do that, man. You know, being okay is cool, but you just never really reach your full potential. So I love that you said that.
I will say too, though, to that, and it's kind of to your point, I think I said it, I had an interview with Bob Myers one time, and I really believe this, bro. It is actually, though, a blessing to be okay with being okay. Like, meaning, like, I agree with you, where it's like, if you want more, you say you want more, but you're not doing the work to get there, that's when I agree with you. But I do believe that, like, yo, it's a virtue to be able to just be okay with being okay. You know, the happiest people in the world probably have the absolute least. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And we couldn't fathom it. But it's like, yo, who's suffering more? The person with nothing that has nothing to lose, but found their happiness, or the person that has so much, but they so afraid of losing that shit that it continues to drive them. And it's like, yo, I do look at people who don't have quote unquote big dreams comparative to like somebody like me or Kobe or whoever. And it's like, and they're cool with that. And they find happiness in their life with their job and with their family. And I like,
and that's beautiful.
And I admire that, you know what I mean? And I feel like, you know, that's success.
Right.
That's success. You know what I mean? Like, if you can find peace in your life and like contentment with what you have, be it a lot or a little, like, yo, that's success.
It is.
And a person that got $1 trillion, and there's probably a ton of them with billions, and they miserable.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't say that's success. You know what I mean? There's no way you can look at that person and actually say success, because when they internally, they not at peace.
Yeah, they're not whole. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's all about the pursuit of happiness, man. Whatever, you know, happiness looks different for everybody. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Agreed.
Man, I'm trying to like really whittle down the questions. I got so many questions, but I'm gonna try to keep it, you know. I wanted to get back to Lonely at the Top, because when I was listening to that, I thought that was a really dope perspective that I hadn't heard.
Thank you.
I hadn't heard anybody, you know.
Thank you.
Just from the perspective of just talking about, because I want to make sure I'm interpreting it correctly. You know, you were talking about rappers like sort of losing that fire and sort of, you know, you had said something specifically. You said knock the rust. I want to help them knock the rust off. Something along those lines to get them right back.
Ooh.
You know, and I wanted you to just expound on that.
Yeah,
you know
I would love to. I really love that song, and writing that song was like a pleasure. It was one of the moments where I just hit a zone. It's like, and I just, so I appreciate it. Because also I feel like, bro, I dropped an album with 24 songs. Like naturally, things are gonna fall by the wayside or not be talked about as much. So it was like, I'm grateful, you know what I mean? You bringing that up, because it's like, oh man, I really love that song because it's such a true perspective to my life. And I feel like it relates to a lot of people in different fields that are like trying to strive for something, you know what I mean? But like that song was written at a point for me where I'm striving for greatness still. I've achieved what some people would say greatness, but it's like I'm still striving for something. I'm setting the bar higher now.
Right.
But when I reached that first bar, I'm gonna call it Forest Hills Drive. It was a lot of my path was easy because I was still the kid inside that had a Pac poster, a Jay-Z poster, or a Nas poster, or Nas rhymes on my wall, or Eminem, or Wayne. It's like I had favorite rappers outside of myself for so long that I would chase. Kanye.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's very easy to become Kobe when you have Michael Jordan to look at. You know what I mean? I'm sure Michael Jordan is easy to become him because he has Dr. J to look at.
Yeah.
But what about when you become Michael Jordan and you surpassed, like, quote unquote, in people's eyes? Not necessarily, because I don't think Michael Jordan would ever say he surpassed Dr. J or whatever. And I would never say I surpassed any of these guys. But they hit a point where my moment is here. You know what I mean? And naturally, through the progression of life, they not even interested in having their moment. They living their life. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, good. I'm happy for you, Cole. Have your moment. I had that. You know what I mean? But if you're not outside playing and blowing my mind with what you do, at the level that pushed me all of them years, where the fuck do I look for the battery in my back?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that song is just a reflection of like a sadness that I did not even know I could put in words, of like, yo, what do you do then when the people that you look to for your teenage years, you know what I mean, and your early 20s to like chase and catch? What happens when you now sitting in the seat that they were sitting in?
Yeah.
Not because you bumped them out. You ain't bumped them out, nigga. They just don't care to sit in the seat no more because they living their life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Life has become more important than whatever pursuit you want. So now I'm just here, like, so that song is about like me coming to terms with like, all right, that's not there no more. Yeah. What do you do? That was the original outro to the Fall Off.
Yeah.
Before it became a double disc.
I can see that.
Lonely at the Top was how I ended the Fall Off. Yeah. And that's really how I was feeling. I'm like, all right, like, I ain't got it's not even fun no more. I ain't got nobody to chase.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then
looking around in the palace, sitting there like, man,
yes, bro. Yes.
But I did want to touch, because the line specifically, you had mentioned, I mean, we would help them shake the rust off, and you felt that they became sort of disenchanted or something along those lines, right? It's just kind of not having that same fire. And I think as a supporter, you know, because I don't like saying
I appreciate it. I don't like that word either.
Yeah, because you get lumped in with the other dude. As a supporter, I would see that. I would see like, oh, this artist dropped an album who I love, and I would see like, oh, okay, this was just rushed out. This was, I can see that the fire just wasn't quite there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, why don't they just lock in and do they practice? Are they sharpening their tools? Like, why is it just, you know?
And sometimes I be feeling like, sometimes in the past, I've heard the fire and the hunger, but it might be like, but you ain't coaching yourself. Like, I wish I could be like, hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do this, boom, boom. Like only because I've had to do that with myself. You know what I mean? And I'm not the perfect.
That motivational nudge.
Yes, or like, yo, try this. Like, yo, I think like the hunger and the fire might be there, but it's like, but it ain't hitting me like how it was. But I know it could. You know what I mean? But
or maybe you changed, right? Didn't you say
there
that?
You go. What I'm realizing at the end of the verse.
Yeah.
Maybe they just as ill as they were, nigga, and you just you switched and you changed, and now you were not in the same place in your life, so you could never experience it the same way as you did before. So it's like
That's true.
That song is
yes, it is.
That's true.
That song is me wrestling all of those thoughts, ideas, and emotions. And
Dope,
you know what I mean? But I appreciate it because that's one of my
I love
favorites.
that you took that perspective. I hadn't heard it before. So I was like, oh, that's dope.
Thank you, bro.
One song I want to talk about really quick. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
One song I want to talk about really quick, man, that I love from you, man. I go back to this song all the fucking time is Middle Child, man. And the reason why I love that song, man, is because when you say, I'm dead in the middle of two generations, I'm little bro and big bro all at once, that really paints the picture. When I think of J. Cole, I think of that. Because I think, and I don't want to talk for you because, I mean, I would like to get your perspective on it. But when I hear that, I hear somebody that gives homage to the OGs that for paving the way. I think you said that in that song, right? But you do embrace the changes that are happening with hip hop as well. You know what I mean? And I think you feel like you're the bridge between the old school and the new school cats. You know what I mean? Because you do songs like All My Life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you'll do songs with Blow for Blow with T Grizzly, you know what I'm saying? So you do these things, and I think it's strategic. I think it's to show that we can all work together. It's all hip hop at the end of the day, right? It ain't, one's not better than the other. I mean, the OGs paved the way. We thank you so much. But you know what I'm saying? This is where rap is going. And instead of bucking it, because a lot of OGs, man, and I've been there, man. I'm an old school cat, man. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I mess with the new school cats. But I think you embrace that, man. And I think that's what rap needs instead of trying to be on one side or the other.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that. And I think it wasn't necessarily like intentional, because once again, if Dirk don't hit me to do that feature, it's like that song don't exist. That's just me once again saying yes to when people ask. So it just so happens that some of them artists on the other side of the bridge reached out, and I do those songs. But yeah, I did feel like that. And you know, I still feel like that in a sense, but it's like I'm older than I am. I'm older now than I was even when I did that song.
Right.
So it's like, but I definitely did feel, and sometimes do feel like that middle, because it's like, yo, these OGs that I have and that I look up to, these are my heroes. I'm definitely absolutely little bro to them. But then it's like I started noticing like, oh shit, like I'm in unk status right now. You know what I mean? Like actually, I've just crossed over into that, and it's like, oh shit. But at the
yo OG, yo unk, y'all do these reactions. You know
but at the time of that song, I wasn't quite unk, but I could see like, oh wait, you're not the new generation no more. You know what I mean? It's a whole nother new generation. And I learned my lesson because I come from a cloth of hip hop where it's like my OGs in this that I like kind of learned the ropes from. They purists, you know what I mean? Like at the time, they were purists, and like in the 90s, like it was a late 90s, it's like snobby attitude damn near of like what's real hip hop and what's not. You know what I mean? So like I absorbed a lot of that. Mind you, I grew up on motherfucking Pac first and foremost, Cube, Too Short, Ice-T. I'm telling y'all the songs and the albums, Dog Pound, like these are albums that were circulating. And of course, Big, of course, Nas, boom, boom. But shit, when I was a kid, like booty music was a thing too. Like I had these tapes,
them,
95 South or whatever, the 69 Boys.
69 Boys.
You know what I mean? Like I had these tapes, so it was like everything was dope to me when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have no snobby attitude towards anything. But then when I started learning the rules of hip hop, when I started rapping and I started learning the rules. Now I'm absorbing judgment.
Right.
I'm absorbing, that shit right there. I remember when I told God bless, rest in peace, Filthy Rich from Bomb Shelter, who's the group these are my mentors. Right. Filthy Rich was my favorite rapper.
Wow.
Next to a Pac. I loved him just as much as I love.
He was gonna ask you that too.
Pac and just as much. Like, but I knew him in real life because I'm a 14-year-old coming to their house. They 20. And so I get to talk to him in real life. And I'll never forget, like, man, I wish he was here today because it's like his personality is one of a kind, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I remember him asking me, I'm 14, you know what I mean? And I'm in their studio. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm in the studio with them. You know what I mean? And Filthy was like, yo, who your favorite rapper?
Yeah.
I'm like, Pac. This nigga said, ew. I never forget. I was like, what the fuck? I had never heard a nigga say ill before. Right. But it's because in the type of and the type of purist mentality that he had in rap, Pac was too simple. Hennessy, memory. That's how like there's a they gonna be quiet today because they don't want to admit that they was this.
Right.
But there was a lot of purists and like judgmental, uppity side of hip hop that laughed at Pac and clowned him and shunned him. So my point is, coming into the rules of hip hop, I absorbed a lot of judgment. Right. And so the reason why I was able to make it, one of the reasons why I was able to make it in this music shit is because at a certain point, I had to catch myself and shed a lot of that shit. You know what I mean? Like I had to shed a lot of my judgment of shit and realize like, nah, bro, everybody's offering something.
Yes.
Right.
Everybody's bringing something to the table. You know what I mean? I said something in an interview years ago, I think, where I mentioned Soulja Boy and I brought him up and he got upset how I talked about it, but it's just true. I had to learn in that moment, this was a critical point in my life where I realized, yo, Soulja Boy got something to offer me.
Right.
He got something to offer the game.
Right.
Yep. He has a uniqueness. And now that I look back, I'm like, of course he did. This nigga made the beat on his own.
Yeah.
Fucking wrote the rap. The dance came up with the dance, shot the thing. But at the time, I was shedding. I had to learn. I had to shed my judgment. Yeah. So one, I already had to answer. I know it's a long way to answer to your question. But I already had to do that at one point in my life. And I feel like when I did that, when I shed that judgment, it actually made me a better artist. And it made me more receptive and more able to like digest and it just made me less judgmental and open me up. So the next time I had to do that was years later, 2016, whenever that SoundCloud era was, where I had to like shake it off again. I had to shake off the judgment of like, man, what the fuck is these niggas talking about? Or what are they, how are they rapping? I had to catch myself and be like, oh, now you've been here before.
Yeah, I'm still shaking it off.
I feel you. But how I really, and how I genuinely feel is like, yo, these dudes have something to offer.
Yeah. They do.
Me, and they have something to offer the game. Yep. And so that's what started me, like, as a way before that song, Middle Child, I literally was just naturally allowing myself to enjoy what they was bringing to the table. The pockets, the flows, the whatever. But even if they wasn't doing my traditional style, I'm finding the beauty in what they were doing.
But the culture, when people say this word culture, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just become
a buzzword. That's an empty buzzword.
The culture this, the culture that. I'm like, you know the swag and all that, all of the slang, the dances, these are things that we consider culture coming up. Yes. That comes from those dudes.
Yes, it does.
The young, I mean, I don't want to name names. But, it comes from a lot of these young guys. You know what I mean? That I think the elitists tend to make fun of. But I'm like, but they're the lit ones.
Yeah.
They're the ones that's creating all of this, whatever that is, 100%. Right? That the entire world is now being infected with. So the swag comes from those guys. So when you say everybody has something to offer, I look at that. I look at what Future brought in the game. I'm like, Future, one of the coolest cats ever.
Yeah.
He one of the flyest dudes ever. And everybody took something from Future. From Future.
Yep.
So I just think this whole culture thing, it comes from this sort of, I don't want to say subset or niche online sort of presence on hip hop, but I just think that word is such a broad and, you know what I mean? It's such a, they've minimalized.
It's an empty word now.
Yeah, it is.
It used to mean something. Now it's just a buzzword that don't mean nothing. And actually what y'all are speaking about is bought and paid by paid campaigns or motherfucking bots or
we gonna have to cut something out.
I'm telling you.
Nah, for sure. Or just the algorithm.
Yes.
Even if it's not paid, it's like, yo, the algorithm is, so it's like the word culture is like, yo, and it hurts me to see, but it's like, yo, the second, slang used to mean something. Like, yo, like when we said some shit in our area, like I really feel like in Fayetteville, we was it ain't nothing ill to claim, but we was like the first niggas in the world. Like now it's like talking to, we was doing this way back in the days, like, and people thought it was so weird, and now I see people doing it. And it was like, if I'm talking to my homeboy, I don't do this anymore, but we was kids. Like, I'm talking to my homeboy, and I'm like, bitch, you boom, boom, boom. It was bitch.
Yeah.
That was our thing. Like, bitch, you crazy as hell. Boom, boom, bitch. Now that shit, when I went to college, I had to damn near scrap a few times. And niggas like, whoa. Another thing is like in Fayetteville.
New York too. New York is a little
exactly.
Like, hey, what?
Yeah, even in Carolina, in certain cities, niggas be like, what the fuck you say? I'm like, my fault, bro. We from Fayetteville. Like, we just talk like that. Boom, boom. Right. Or like, what's good, Bo? Like, it's certain words that were just ours, right?
Right.
And it's certain words that was just belonging in New York. And it was, and nowadays, it's certain words that like Black women make popular, right? Because it just started, it's tea, it's this, it's clock it, it's motherfucker, whatever it is. But my point is like, because of culture, which is really just the internet, now a word don't make it out of Black women's lips more than a day or two before it's already and snatched up. And next thing you know, there's a white girl in Oklahoma like, oh, girl, okay, body tea, okay, face tea. And it's like, and she has all right because the culture is just the internet economy. You know what I mean? So it's like, what the fuck is that culture? Yeah, exactly. It's like culture don't even have a chance to like buzz and formulate before it's like.
Can't even marinate.
You can't even marinate, bro, before it's just automatically passed around. Like, because TikTok is like, yo, and everything's a blessing and a curse. You know what I mean? It's like there's good about it, and
pros, but
I'm telling you,
that was a video I was kind of talking on my channel. You know, I was just talking about that. You know, just the idea of culture, and when I was also talking about the idea of what a classic is and how that's changed. And I'm like, what the internet thinks because someone specifically in my comment section was just like, oh, it has to be it's got to be culture shifting and all this other stuff. And I'm like, did Mobb Deep Infamous, did that shift the culture? Right? I mean, it's a classic.
Yes, it is.
A super classic. Yeah. My most listened to hip hop album of all time is Infamous. I'm like, did it shift it? Right? So I'm just thinking, I'm like, do people really know what that word meant? Or do we need to update, you know, what that word means? I'm like, am I behind or am I out of the loop? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I was just thinking about that. I'm like, man, even the word classic just doesn't mean what it used to mean.
Yeah, because it's too many voices now.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too many voices and it's too much bias. And there's never going to be agreement again necessarily unless like it's just too much. And it's like it's like politics. It's like politics now, especially when you got the bigger artists. Yeah. Your best bet to get another quote unquote like hands down universal classic is got to be from someone that hasn't developed enough hate yet. You know what I mean? Like you got to have because if you have enough people like riding against you or like a bias against you, it's like you think they're gonna give you that? Like you think if Drake Iceman come out and it's something that I feel is a classic, do you think that this nigga that don't like Drake and been spending his whole time shitting on him is gonna agree to his platform that it's a classic? Yeah, no. Fuck no. It's no chance. So it's like we have understood universal classics from the day and age before shit was filtered. Yep. You know what I mean? Now you have like niche classics where it's like, yo, like, man, just trust the people over there. Like that's a classic to them. Right. You know what I mean? That's a classic to them. But the universal shit,
it's over.
It may be.
Literally,
you know what I mean?
Literally, the title of my video was "The Universal Classic Dead."
Right. Yeah. And even back then, it's like there were universal classics, but it was like, yo, sometimes people just don't give a fuck enough. Like people don't give a fuck enough to debate your classic stamp. Like Illmatic, classic. Yep. Undeniable, right? Nobody in here is going to debate that. How many people knew that shit even dropped when it dropped?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how many people even knew to join the debate? By the time Illmatic made it to me, to my awareness, it was already stamped a classic. Right. So when I press play, I'm listening to it as a classic. Go check how many units Illmatic sold the first week. Oh, yeah. Shit might have been 12. Yeah. You know what I mean? 12,000 or something. But my point is, it developed a niche understanding that, yo, this is a fucking classic. And by the time it made it outward, we listening in agreement. Yeah. And I wouldn't debate to this day. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then again, Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt. Go read some of them reviews.
Oh, it took a while.
Yeah. They was shitting on this. Yeah. They was shitting on that bad. Right. But the power of the music and the how good the music was outweighed the hate and it outlasted the hate. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's possible today. That's possible today.
Yeah.
If the music is good enough, if the music is good enough, for sure. If the music is good enough to withstand the hate and outlast the hate to where the haters just lose their steam and the real Reasonable Doubt level starts to win, you got a shot.
Don't even look at I wouldn't even look on. If I was an artist, if I was you, I wouldn't even look online for about a week. I would know what pockets to look into.
And and that's great advice.
One thing that I said I said, and this is just from where I come from. A classic to me is a classic in the hood. That's it. Whatever the hood thinks is what I've always looked at as a classic. Once it gets past that, I mean, and again, that was, you know what I'm saying? That
I did hear you say this.
Go ahead, yeah, please. I
agree.
Okay.
But I don't think that that's it. Only because, like, once again, when you say the hood, do you mean as a niche hood, this hood? that hood, all hoods, because like once again, I could pull up I could pull up Illmatic and go, it's no way every hood in the United States is playing Illmatic. You know what I mean? It's no fucking way.
Yeah.
Actually,
that's a good point.
Actually, niggas where I'm from wasn't even really playing Illmatic. You know what I mean? That was not something that got played where I was from.
Yeah.
I can't strip it of its Illmatic. Now I'm sure there was a few dudes that really knew. Like, you know what I mean? In Fayetteville. You know what I mean? But it wasn't some sensational, like what the Blueprint was, which is a hands down classic. We're playing everywhere. Like that wasn't Illmatic, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't debate its classic based off of that. Also, I would say my other counterpoint would be, like I believe there are niche classics that the world may or may not agree with. They just don't even know. But it's like, I think it's somebody like an MF Doom, where it's like, where when I was younger, I probably wouldn't have gave a fuck. Like there was some Doom songs that I liked, you know what I mean? But it's like, I wasn't really checking for MF Doom, you know what I mean? He wasn't the type of shit I was listening to. Now as I've gotten older, I can genuinely say, like, oh nah, this nigga got, he was incredible and he got classics. Yeah. But I guarantee you, we go in any hood right now and be like, yo, y'all fuck with MF Doom? Like, no. So I can't strip I can't strip him of the work he did, you know what I mean? So I damn near feel like a classic is like a personal.
It's all subjective.
Of course.
It's all subjective. I mean, and that has to be said. Yeah. But I think that when people are having these conversations and they're like, you know, is this and we're having this community discussion, I think that word universal is what people want, that no matter
of course
who you talk to, where you go, get rich or die trying. Of course.
100%.
Like that was everywhere. I mean, you know, but I do think that
you got some people that would say that that's not a classic.
Exactly. I know.
Exactly. Fucking insane.
I know. Bro. You gotta go percentage. You know what I'm saying? Like,
give me for sure. There you go.
Give me like 93%.
There you go. You're right.
93%. All right, cool. The other.
All right, got it. Understood.
But I do think that whatever it is, whether it's a niche classic or whatever the case may be, the barometer was it came from some urban station in whatever hood in the United States, and then it usually made its way out. So maybe someone in New York didn't know about Too Short's classic, but Too Short his joint was a classic in his area.
Okay,
and then it eventually it made its way out. I still say that would be niche, but that sort of next level of the casual hip hop fan knowing it and loving it and saying it's a classic would probably be my it used to be my barometer. But I just feel like the hood at some point seemed to lose control over
100%.
everything. You know what I'm saying? Like that was where it was ground zero here.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the world took it over. And then it was like whatever we said, whatever slang came from this,
there you go.
The rest of the world
I see what you're saying. Because the culture became the internet, bro.
Yep.
And if it's the internet, anybody has a voice. So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like
the idea
voice,
of a classic
I understand
had to come here. And then it eventually made its way. Illmatic was a classic in the hood first, and then the rest of the world kind of got on.
Got it.
But now there's been a disconnect, I feel like, and again, you said it's pros and cons to the rise of the internet, which I agree with, but it's just a very confusing time, especially when you are of a certain age.
Yeah. And not only that, go ahead. No,
I was just gonna say, like, more than ever, it's the time to just, believe in what you believe in.
Yes.
Like, don't look to anybody else for validation of your opinion. You know what I mean? You can find community with those that agree with you that MF Doom dropped a classic, or that this one is a classic, or that one is a classic. But I feel like because the internet is the internet, you know what I mean? You got so many people out there who are looking for their musical taste and opinion based on what somebody else says. But no, more than ever, you got to find a way to like block that shit out and make your own, fuck your opinion. Fuck your, nigga, what does your heart say?
Yeah,
that's right.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Yep. What does your heart say? Not what does your mind say?
Right.
Because that's honestly the worst way to listen to music. And I'm guilty of it too at times. It's like to listen with your mind. You know what I mean? I can't even imagine how many people listen to my album with their mind because they've been waiting on it for so long. I was talking about it for so long. Yeah. It would be hard to listen to this album without an expectation. You know what I mean? Yep. But it's like the worst way to listen to something is with your mind. The best way to listen to something is with your heart. So it's like, that's why it's like, I love the reaction space, like on YouTube. But in my mind, I'm a little conflicted because I'm like, even selfishly, the nigga making this video, I don't want your first time listening to this shit to be for an audience. Like, I don't want your first time to listen to this shit to be like for people. Right. Nigga, I made this shit for you in your room and your headphones, or you in your car in your space. Like, so it's almost untrue off rip. Your reaction is automatically like tainted already because you have other people in you're listening with your mind. So I think, of course, people are able to like, sometimes the music can cut through and people can listen with their heart even when they're on camera. Yeah. But I just think it's, and the worst, even worse than that is someone who first experience of the album is watching someone else experience the album.
Yes, you're
it's
right.
Like, yo, you automatically not listening with your heart.
Yep.
And more than ever in this digital age where the algorithm is fucking poisoning us, you know what I mean, and controlling us, more than ever, it's like, yo, as music fans and music lovers, we got to find a way to like, yo, shut that shit off, listen with our hearts, and listen to what your heart says and ride for that. And don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. If I love this shit, there's no reason for me to go online and argue with a nigga that don't love this shit.
Exactly.
One, I'm not going to change your mind. Two, it's not going to serve me. At all. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, just believe in what you believe. Find your community that believe what you believe, if that's what you into, and build with them. Don't spend no energy giving a fuck about what somebody else says. Because if you following your heart, you know your answer. Right? Yep. I don't need another opinion, nigga. I have the biggest opinion right here. Right. That's my heart is going to tell me, do I feel this shit or not? Right. You know what I mean? So hell yeah.
I love that, man. I love that, man. And what I was going to say is I grew up in Chicago. You know, I'm from Chicago, but my mother, when I was 16, she acquired a better position in San Diego. So I moved to San Diego.
Right.
So I got a unique perspective, right? Because, you know, being from Chicago, house music, you know what I mean? And, you know what I'm saying? Crucial Conflict, and Common, and, you know, Twister, you know, all that stuff. And then I come out to the West Coast. I thought West Coast music was trash. I was like, this shit is whack. You know what I'm saying? When I first moved there coming from Chicago, I'm like, y'all don't know how to rap out here, man. Y'all on those crazy little Casio keyboard beats and shit. And, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But once I stayed there for a while, you know what I mean? And I started hearing some Too Short. I started hearing, you know, some 40, you know, and stuff like that. And really started to kind of, you know, you're a product of your environment. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then when other people say it's good, you know, you're like, man, you know, because especially when you're young, you're like, you can't give it up, right? But George will tell you now, man, some of my favorite songs come from Too Short now. And I think that's a good segue where George had a question. I was like, yeah, you got to ask him that. But I think what happens is we get confused with like what people are saying, right? Instead of following your heart. What do you like? What do you like? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's a perfect, ask him what, you know, who he listens to.
Yeah, I do. I'm going to get you. I'm sorry, but I got to.
So much.
Because I want to talk about what we talked about when I talked to you about my brother.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How he made me feel.
Okay.
Because I guess because my mind is racing right now because I feel like, damn, we got to hurry.
We only got
But I'm thinking about just I feel like when we say we don't like something, I feel like, let's just say I'm like, yo, we had a rapper reach out to us. I won't name names. We said a line was corny. I was like, yo, that line was corny.
Yeah.
You know, he reached out to us. He's like, just so you know, I'm not corny.
Ain't nothing corny. I'm like, yeah.
I was like, nah, we've just, I didn't say this to him, but in my head, I'm like, oh, no, I just thought the line was corny. So when we say we think something is corny, or we don't like this, or this is, you know, I just feel like people, because of this sort of parasocial or whatever type of relationship that they have with rappers now, they identify, they take it as we're saying that specifically about them.
Right.
You know, I identify with this rapper. So if you say this rapper is corny, then I'm corny.
Right.
And it becomes like,
right.
You could just, I feel it. And I think that because I feel it in how they respond. You could feel like they're taking it personally, you know, and that kind of brings me to what we were talking about. And I said, you know, I was having an argument with my brother. Shout out to my brother Shino. You know, he'll like this. And I was having like an argument or debate with my brother Shino about Jay versus Nas. And I was younger, you know what I mean? And I was just like, yo, Jay this and Jay that. He was on the side of Nas because he prefers Nas's content. He thinks it's just better for the world and all this other stuff. But I was like, yeah, but Jay is slick talk and all that. If you're talking about bar work and this and that, it's Jay. And I started talking about just his story and how he came from nothing, and you know, just the sort of authenticity of Jay and all this other stuff, right? And I just kept going and going and going, and I noticed that he was silent. You know what I'm saying? The whole time. And he's just looking at me. He was like, "Wow, you on his dick like that? Wow,
yo, he
really?
You. He killed you.
He killed me." And
oh my God!
But that was a really important pivotal point in my music listening life, or just appreciating hip hop life, because I realized, like, yo, it's really not. I appreciate the music, man. Just appreciate the music.
Yes.
If it inspires you, great. Show the rapper love, buy their merch, go to their concerts.
Yes.
But it really isn't something that should be taken like personally. You shouldn't have this sort of like parasocial, idol worshiping connection to the rapper, just appreciate him. Yes. You know what I mean? But I feel like the internet.
You appreciate that.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
You appreciate that him having that
I love
older brother, right?
I appreciate
because it changes your perspective and how you interpolate things, internalize things.
Yes. That changed everything.
I was telling you, the world needs more of your big brother.
Yeah.
Because we living in a world where that's happening all the time, online. I don't know. In the real world, the internet is funny because it's like, yo, you don't see none of that shit in real life. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't really mirror the conversations that happen in real life, at least from what I see. You know what I mean? I'm not outside like that all the time, but you know what I mean? Like it's an internet thing. But the world needs more of your big brother. Be like, oh wow, nigga, you on his dick like that? Like because you know it's an identity thing. Yeah, somebody will make their identity based off of their like of this person. Right. This basketball player, niggas argue over basketball players and will go to war on the internet about it. Of course. In real life too, though. I done seen some real deal arguments. You know what I mean? I done had it.
It could get spirited.
It could get spirited. But I think the world just needs somebody to come and be like, hey, it's cool.
It's not that.
It's chill. Like what you like. Right. And allow other people to not like what you like. You know what I mean? It's okay. You don't got to fix it. You don't got to correct them. Right. You don't got to teach them. You know what I mean? Right. Like
it doesn't make them less intelligent. You don't have to insult them.
No. And honestly, you know my real deal feeling. I don't think nobody's gonna agree with this. You know what I mean? But my real gut feeling is like, yo, man, like everything's valuable. Everything has some good in it. Yeah. Everything can be spoken about positively. You know what I mean? Like if I'm listening to something and I don't like it, like I could be honest with that and explain and rationalize why I don't like it. But my real gut feeling as I'm getting older is like, it's, how can I explain it? It's almost like I don't think that anybody actually doesn't like someone else, right? In a real relationship way. Right. I think human beings who are one with God, and God is in all of us. Mm-hmm. I think a human being's natural position is love. Period, point blank. Right. And that actual dislike is like it's not our normal setting. Right. Something had to happen in our minds for us to now dislike this person. There's a blockage. Right. Yeah. You did something to me. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm protecting something. I don't like you for something. Right. But that's not a natural state. Right. That's an ego state. Default. That's our default setting as like spiritual creatures is love. Right. So in a perfect world, when we all evolve to the next spiritual plane or whatever, like there's nothing but love, right? Right. Similarly, I feel that way about art. And I'm not the perfect person because there's shit out here. I'm like, nah. I'm listening with my mind. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I think our default setting actually is enjoyment of all art and enjoyment of all of that. But our minds, the way that we were raised, the shit that we learned is the rules, the shit that we learned is dope, the boom, boom, puts up a blockage and a wall that lets us rationalize our blockage. Nah, that's whack. Nah, that's boom, boom, boom. And I feel like the more that we as people can like turn that blockage off and listen with our hearts, then we will there's so many things that I've listened to and I knew and when I look back, I'm like, I know I listened to that with my mind the first time. Yeah. Because I was expecting a certain thing. I wanted a certain thing from an artist. Like I wanted something or like I was expecting this and I got something else. But then I returned a few years later or whenever. And because I already got that first listen out the way, I listened again and I'm like, oh no. I get it now, actually. You know what I mean? Like, oh, shit. Right. Like, oh, no, I see it. You know what I mean? And I feel like if the world had more of that, like, I want to damn near start a channel where it's like, yo, everything we listen to, I'm only trying to, like, find the good. You know what I mean? Like the worst shit you could play me. How can I hear this shit and find the good in it? You know what I mean? I'm sure, but it's like, and maybe everything's not deserving, but no, I'm just messing. But that's my gut feeling. I don't know if that resonates with y'all at all, but it's like,
I love it, man.
I think that's just life, though, super man. Dope. We all have these social constructs that are in the way of us. Just we all want the same things. I don't care what race you're from, what background you're from. We all want love. We all want we all want to be socially linked and loved by others, man. Right. But because of the way society is set up, it puts us at times at odds, man. So I 100% agree with it.
And
I just need to get to a certain level of enlightenment.
No, me too.
You know what I'm
Right?
saying?
We all
to
do.
like some shit that I heard. You know what I mean? But
For
I 100%. I agree with that.
And I think, I'm gonna take that advice, man, because George will tell you, man, off camera, man, I'm like, some songs don't see the light of day because
some reactions and
I'm sorry, reactions, don't see the light of day because I'm like, and George is like, oh God, man, can we please just
right?
Because I'm just like, it's hard for me to fake it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just can't. You know that fake it till you make it.
Yes.
Like it's just.
No, I feel you.
It's just tough for me,
and I
man.
feel like that's what makes you. Like you were saying, we all grow up with our own experience. Your taste has shaped a certain type of way. You know what I mean? Yours is shaped a certain type of way. That's what makes you who you are, and that's why people are coming to y'all. But I just feel like the world is like a toxic, in a toxic position where it could use more people being like, all right. No, me with Soulja Boy back in the days. It's like had I had the wisdom enough, I could have seen it then. Like, do you know how I made? And guess what? Some people did. Like some people was like, yo, this nigga's amazing. They saw it right away.
Right.
It took me years to catch up, but some people seen it. And I think that's what you get. You getting the people that are like, the fuck you talking about? This nigga that you said is corny is amazing. How could you not see it?
Yeah.
Because they love him.
They do.
They listening with love. Yeah. And then you listening with rules. You listening with taste.
Yeah.
They're listening with love. You listening with taste. Some people are listening with hate. That's the worst way to listen.
Right.
Nigga, a lot of people listen with hate. Let me see what this nigga talking about. Nah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think we forget things too, right? Because everybody, we get caught up in these rules and this whole, it needs to have this and it needs to fulfill a concept. And I'm like, did Soul For Real Candy Rain have a concept?
No, it didn't.
I mean, I guess, but like, not it wasn't world changing.
It'd be news to me.
Right.
But like, did the Gap Band outstanding?
Right.
Girl, you knocked me out.
Right.
Exciting.
Facts.
Make me want to shout. Is that a concept? Is that densely? That's one of the greatest songs ever made.
I agree with you.
Anybody, I don't care where you put that song on. It's ringing off everywhere.
Yes, it is.
So I think we just we know, like, dude, just let the music, overtake you, man. And yes, I can agree with as far as that default setting. Try to approach it from a place of love. You know
I love that, man.
I do.
That's dope.
And we could take something from that.
And I feel like back then, before the fucking internet and this constant, algorithm, content, boom, boom, that was the only way to listen in the 70s or the 60s. I had to go to the store, get this shit. I'm already leading with love. I'm spending my $5 back then to get this vinyl. Nowadays, the fucked up part is like, I despise this about like, and that's a strong word, but it's like this because I'm of the generation where I got a taste of the old way before it switched. So what I don't like is like, yo, to hear my album or to go hear somebody's album or to get his album, I gotta go get it.
Yep.
I'm already expressing love, number one.
Yep.
2, excitement, interest.
Yep.
Because I have to go do something to get this.
And you inconveniencing yourself a little bit, right?
You said what?
It's a little bit of an inconvenience.
I'm inconveniencing myself to go check this out. Right. So that means I want to like this shit.
Yep.
Right.
Like, so there's that. Even when it was iTunes, okay, even though I can get this shit on my computer, I still got to make a purchase.
Right.
It's inconveniencing me. It's hitting my pockets. Right. What I don't like right now is like, yo, you pay your $15 a month or your $10 a month, you got every fucking song in the world. We already undervaluing
that's true.
all the songs in the world.
Right,
like, okay, but then an album drops, a conversation happens. You don't even give a fuck about this artist. You never loved this artist. You don't even really care about the genre. You're not educated in the genre, in the space.
Right.
You just see a conversation happening and you want to be a part of the conversation. So now let me go listen to such and such album at 12 o'clock or the next day.
Yeah.
I didn't do no work to actually get to this album and to have an opinion. If I didn't like an album when I bought that shit on CD, guess what, nigga? I got the right to not like this bitch because I spent $15.99.
That's right.
I got the right, and now I can have a conversation with somebody else that spent their $15.99. If you didn't spend $15.99, you can't even talk to me about this album. We can't have a conversation. You didn't do the work. You didn't make any type of investment. Now, you don't love this nigga you just listened to his album. You don't even like this person. But to be a part of the conversation and to have an opinion, let me go listen to this shit.
Yeah.
There's no barrier of entry for anyone to experience the music. And it's like, yo.
And live with it.
And live with it. So what I was trying to make was like back in the days, I feel like they only had the option of listening with their heart. They didn't have any social media runs to talk to. They buy the record. They put the record on. Their family is in there. My parents was in the Army. So they would buy the record, take it back to the barracks, put it on. They probably have a gathering of people listening to this shit. They
full-on
partying.
experience. Like
it's a full-on experience. It's hard. It's no like they didn't sit around and go, yo, I really think it's like I think he could have shaved off 5 songs.
Sonically.
Yeah, sonically, I would have thought he would have went a different direction. It's like, nah, bro. They just like, wow.
Yeah.
Look what we got.
What's that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know.
Hell yeah. So
yeah, man.
But I know we are like I don't know how long we've been here.
I know we're good. I think we're good. I think we got go
here too.
Seven, unless you
nigga, I'm chilling.
Because I'm enjoying myself.
Me too. I can keep going, but I know.
And because I always like when we see these interviews, I'm like, why don't they ask cool shit? You know what I'm saying? Right. I just want to hear.
They want to hear the drama.
They was one. I don't.
They're like, oh yeah. The Drake and Kendrick beef
again,
and all
a different
that,
generation. I feel corny to even ask. I don't care about that.
Right.
But what I want to know is, yeah, we know we have your top 5 all time, right? Because I believe that there's 2 categories, right? There's if I'm trying to be, and this is not me leading with my heart. You know what I'm saying? This is me if I'm trying to be objective. And I'm like, okay, if I factor in influence and all this other stuff, right? Of course, I'm going to throw J. Cole and all these guys in the conversation. But I want to know who you like, who your favorite, because my objective list is not necessarily the same. There's some overlap, but my objective list isn't necessarily the same as like who I'm listening to. So I could throw in somebody like, if I'm not talking about just objective and influence and impact, yeah, Styles P, Ransom, 38 Special, I'm throwing all these names out there.
Definitely.
You know, what's Chicago group Do or Die?
Do or Die,
right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just feel like I want to see more of that because I feel like people get caught up in
the A tier. What's your A tier? Top 5 Avengers, right.
And they don't want to look like they don't know what they're talking about by not saying certain names. So I'm like, okay, let me relieve you of that stress. Who do you listen to? Who do you really, really like?
All right, so okay.
Outside, Pac is a base.
Of course.
Is there anybody outside of the typical names, man, that you grew up like really loving and listening to, or even now, who you may be listening to?
I'm the first answer that comes to my mind is somebody that I've just been playing the last month, like meaning like this one song in particular, and it made me dive back into like some of the shit he's been releasing over the years.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be hella left field. But Killer Priest.
Oh, Killer Priest is tough though.
First of all, yeah, basic instructions before leaving Earth. Like Killer Priest, he always been vicious.
Yeah,
but you know he wasn't a name that I was like necessarily. And shout to Killer Priest because he got a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah, he got a YouTube channel. He do his shit like at least I've seen him do some music. I don't know if he still do it, but I've seen him like on some talk show type vibe on YouTube months ago.
Killer Priest, man.
Yeah, but he's somebody that's like you respect Killer Priest because you know what he did on who album was that on Woo? Who album was that? Basic Instructions before GZA. Was it GZA album where he basically had the last song Basic Instructions before leaving Earth Bible or whatever. Yeah. So it's like I know Killer Priest from there, and then I was a Cannabis fan. Like really big Cannabis. Royce the 5'9", that's somebody where it's like, at that era, late 90s, early 2000s, Royce, Cannabis. These
Buckingham Palace, that was my shit. I used to know that joint word for word.
God, Buckingham Palace.
Yeah. I love that.
I love that too.
Because you get to hear names, man, because, you know, this hip-hop thing. Go ahead. Yeah, please. Keep going, please.
Remember that thought, but I want to finish my Killer Priest thought, which is like, when we was on that trunk sale tour, going around selling the album out the trunk, I shit you not. Like,
fire, by the way. I love that.
Thank you, bro. For the past, even before the album dropped, 3-4 months before that, I was playing nothing but the Fall Off. Like all I was wanting to do was like play this album. Like I was such a fan, which is a good feeling for myself because not a lot of projects that I've dropped, you know what I mean, have I been like you know, where it's like I want to just spin them. Sure. You know what I mean? Gotcha. But on the Fall Off particularly, I'm like, oh, that's my favorite rapper again. And I get a whole album of that. So I was listening already way before it dropped.
Yeah.
Then after it dropped, we did the trunk sale tour. I was still only playing that album. But you know, YouTube, I told you, was my most used thing. So something came across the algorithm. It was a Killer Priest song. It's called NASA Case. And for some reason, I click random shit on YouTube. You know what I mean? And like I told you in the past, it must be in my algorithm because I've seen a Killer Priest talk show type thing he do on YouTube or whatever. Like I tapped in with him just slightly, like not enough to really see, but just be like, oh, what's Killer Priest doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I seen this thing come up and say Killer Priest NASA Case. When I tell you, I was on this trunk sale tour and I was like, I don't know where the fuck I was, on a bus or was I like in a hotel? I remember New Orleans was like one of the cities, but I played this song, this shit, and he just dropped this. Like whatever day I clicked it, it probably had 1,000 views. Like
when was this?
This was a month ago. This was February.
Oh, okay.
This is February of this year. It's crazy. If y'all did something, if y'all did this song, it would be crazy.
Okay.
Yo, it's called NASA Case.
NASA Case, okay.
Like NASA, like
NASA
space program.
I didn't know what the fuck to expect. I just clicked the shit, right?
Right.
It's 9.5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, let me listen to this shit. Yo, it's like I didn't know what it's written so dense and so you know, it's not a style that's normally the one I gravitate to.
Yeah.
It's super dense. It's super, I'm not even gonna say poetic, it's prose. It's like a book, damn near. This nigga's writing a book.
Wow.
And he's telling this story. And bro, I shit you not. Like, I'm listening to it and I'm like, I can't exactly follow what he's talking about. I'm getting enough though to keep me hooked.
Right.
I'm getting enough to be like, yo, what is he talking about, right?
Yeah.
And it was like Ta-Nehisi Coates got this book. It might be his biggest book. It's called Between the World and Me.
Yeah.
And around that time that book dropped, I was like on a reading kick. I was like actively, it was around the same time I told y'all when I was on the couch watching shows. I'm like, yo, let me like read, nigga. So I read a bunch of books at that time. And the Ta-Nehisi Coates book, because I hadn't been reading it so long, no, that book was actually easy to read. There was a book called Farewell to Arms. It's Ernest Hemingway, another book I read at that time.
Okay.
This shit was so hard for me to read. One of them books, it was either Ta-Nehisi Coates or Ernest Hemingway. Because I hadn't been reading in a while, it was like I had to keep reading sentences over and over. I could tell that this sentence is amazing and this paragraph is amazing, but my mind wasn't in shape for the level of writing that book was.
Yes.
Similarly, when I was playing this Killer Priest song, I'm like, yo, I know he's saying some shit. And I know something amazing is being told, but my mind is not in shape for this type of style, right? I listened to that song, I shit you not, like 9 times in a row. Because every time I listened to it again, the story got clearer and clearer. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, yo, is this nigga an alien? By the time I'm done, like with my 8th, 9th listen, and I'm hearing what he's really doing, what he's the concept he's actually doing, and I'm not even gonna spoil it because y'all maybe y'all do the song. When I see the concept he's playing with, and I'm listening over and over, I'm like, oh my God, is this nigga from another dimension and he just knows some shit we don't know? So when you say like, yo, it's just like and by the way, he put out a video of, because it popped up on my feed, maybe like 3-4 days ago, he put out a video and I was almost mad because I'm like, nah, people need to like listen to this shit. Like they don't need to be able to see the visual. So even up until a few days ago, it's one of the only songs outside of my album that I'm just playing because it's so enjoyable, and I'm so amazed with what this dude did. And so because of that, it made me actually go and play some of his more recent shit. Bro, this nigga been dropping projects non-stop.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Same level. Wow. You know what I mean? So like, that's recently where I'm at. I'm like, oh no, Killer
dope.
Priest.
I love that.
Shout out to Killer Priest.
Shout out to Killer Priest. Man. That's what I wanted to. That couldn't have been. That was the ideal answer. Because I like to see people who aren't the same names come up over and over. I get it. We know the universal greats and all that, but I want to hear other names. And I feel like when you say, well, who's your top 5 or something like that, if you are factoring in everything, you almost are sort of tunneled or pigeonholed into saying the same names. Agreed. No.
That's a great point.
Who you like? Who you listen to? Who you listen to currently? Who's your favorite rappers? My favorite rappers aren't always my my objective top 5. You know what I'm saying? Or top 10 or whatever the case may be.
Royce the 5'9" had this song called King of Kings. I'm probably like 16 at the time or something.
Why does that sound familiar?
Yeah, that King of Kings.
I feel like I heard
it was like underground, you know what I mean? But he was speaking from the perspective of Jesus, like in that song, you know what I mean? And I just remember 15, 16, like, oh my God.
Royce is cold.
He giving Jesus a whole story, you know what I mean, on his song. So like, I understand what you're saying. I appreciate that because it's like, yo, there should be a space for the non-universally agreed upon Andre 3000, Tupac, Biggie. It should be space to celebrate these people that have contributed
immensely.
Immensely.
Right.
Devin the Dude on the album I got on the Fall Off. It's a song called Quick Stop. That hook is a Devin the Dude hook. I just had to pay homage to his hook.
Devin the Dude.
It's called Trying to Live is the name of his original song. Listen to that song if you can. Devin the Dude, Trying to Live. And Devin the Dude got classics, you know what I mean? Like
he does, man.
So I love what you're saying, which is like, and y'all channel does that.
Yeah.
Bring awareness to that level of artist that's like genius and but under celebrated.
When you started talking about collabs, man, and you was doing, collabs here and collabs there, man, one of the collabs that you did with I like First Person Shooter. Love that song.
Thank you,
I think
man.
that's dope.
Shout out to Drake.
The Benny the Butcher and you, man, that shit right there, boy. That shit was so nasty. And I want to ask you this, man, because when we did that reaction.
Classic, by the way.
I don't know if you remember or if you saw that video when we did that reaction. When Benny finished his verse and you were like, yeah, about time I done got my respect. It's the butcher, nigga. And you repeated that, right? And I was like, I feel like Cole was like, yeah, that was nasty right there. About time I got my respect. It's the butcher, nigga. And I felt like you felt like, yeah, that was nasty, but you know, but I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad boy too. The night was born. The when you came in and the flows, I thought that was cool. Can you tell me if I was on the right track when you were like, you know, you killed that shit, boy. You a bad boy, but I'm a bad boy too.
No, that wasn't my energy. It was more like, I don't even know. I just freestyle that shit because I like to. I don't want to when I'm starting to take. Even if you listen to 21 Savage a lot, like a lot of times I like to if I'm recording my verse, I want to hear it from your verse before I get into my verse. Like don't just take me to the beginning of where my verse starts so I can jump in.
Okay,
I want to hear it from wherever your verse is at so I can embed myself in the song before I start rapping. So that was just me freestyling. Like, I love that last line. Like, about time now I got my respect. I'm just finding some shit to say, honestly. So it wasn't thought of like that. But nah, that's one of them one. That song period is a classic. It's going up in the rafters. I told man, I seen Benny, I seen him in Atlanta when we did the trunk sale. I was like, nigga, that song is going in the rafters.
Yeah, y'all killed that.
Shout out to
y'all killed because both of y'all.
Shout out to Alchemist, shout out to Benny.
Y'all both killed that. Y'all both killed that, man. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was dope.
I think I learned a lot about where hip hop is and the internet and how it plays such an interest. I'm actually, quite frankly, I'm starting to see how the internet is playing. It's playing a major role, I feel like, in manipulating the masses. Because I feel like there's I almost feel like it's like 5,000 to 10,000 motherfuckers that just go hard. And then next thing I know, the masses are like, okay, well, I guess this is trash now. So I guess we're not supposed to like this. And then all of a sudden, I feel like narratives and legacy media outlets and all these things come into play. And then we got the botting, and then a lot of these motherfuckers are not even from the United States, they're from different countries. I'm like, I don't know what's real anymore.
Which is why, not to cut you off, but which is why it's more important than ever to listen to this. For it's kids out there that's, like I was, if I was 14, the way I was at 14, I would for sure, where else would I go to get my music? I would be on the internet. And because guess what? When I was 15 years old, it was a whole community called Cannabis Central. This was pretty early in the internet days.
I think I remember that.
Yo, I was on that because for me, it just started as like, every day I was trying to go and just see if my favorite rapper had dropped something. You know what I mean? Or when he was going to drop something. You know what I mean? But there was a community there of people that was also like, yo, when is this nigga gonna drop something? You know what I mean? Like, and then that spawned like, some people on there was rapping and boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, you gotta find your tribe at this point.
You gotta find your tribe. But so if I was 15 in this era, I would for sure be online. But the problem is like more than ever, this shit is tricky and spooky. And you could fall, before you know it, you fall in an algorithm that didn't even match your heart. But now it's programming your mind. You know what I mean? And so like more than ever, I think it's important to like, when some shit drop, do the artist a solid. Don't listen to shit that they saying. Or if you see something they saying, assume they're wrong. If they say it's a classic, assume they're wrong. If they say it's trash, assume they're wrong. Go in and say, yo, I want to listen to this with no judgment. And I want to be able to like listen to what my heart says. You know what I mean?
Don't even go online.
Don't even go online. But people so addicted, it's like you can't even. But try to avoid any narratives fucking with yours. And listen to your heart and be like, yo, what is my heart saying about this? What do I like? What don't I like? And try to like subtract listening with your mind. Because especially in this day and age, your mind is easily swayed and programmed.
So true.
Your mind is the most susceptible to manipulation. Your heart can't be manipulated. Your heart can only be manipulated by your mind, actually. You know what I mean? Like, but your mind could be manipulated by anything or anybody.
And
so it's like,
and I wish, Cole, I could say it was kids, but I'm seeing.
By the way, it's grown people too, 100%.
My goodness.
But I'm thinking about the kids because they the ones that,
of course,
that will have the keys to this.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like they're gonna have the keys to this. And we got to speak to them because the adults, they that's a done deal. They're not going to listen. but because they already,
regardless of what they think,
exactly.
They're not a control moving forward.
But it's like if we can reach the kids, then we have a chance for the next damn near generation to like bust through this algorithm shit. You know what I mean? And like, yo, it really is. And guess what? If you feel like somebody is like on some hive mind shit, and ask yourself, is this what I think or is this what they think? Or is that what they think, or do I think that this person is following? And we in we have been in a while in a space of like people just following. And to your point, that shit trickles into real life actually sometimes. You know what I mean? People just end up repeating shit the same way you got people spreading slang. T is, you know what I mean? Okay, T. That shit spread like wildfire. I got people that I love that start saying it, and in my mind, I'm like, where'd you get that from? You know different from the white girl. You know different than the white girl in Oklahoma because you just got this shit off TikTok.
Exactly.
It wasn't in your hood. It wasn't in your city. You know what I mean? This shit was spread on TikTok. So it's like, more than ever, man, we gotta guard our hearts.
We have to. I'll be asking these kids, I'm like, man, like, what's your favorite album? What's, oh, I like this album. Okay, well, what song you like off of it? You know what I'm saying? I thought you know what I mean, that was a classic to you, but I ask you what song or what it is, what's your favorite verse, and they're like,
they have no talking point.
That's not what you like, man. That's you looked at somebody else saying that they liked it, and you feel like you would feel more validated in saying you like it, you like it. So I just like figure out, to your point, figure out what it is that speaks to your heart. What do you like? Who cares what anyone else thinks?
Yeah.
But I just see that I'm happy. It's on so many levels, man. On like, there's just not a conversation that I can have with anyone that I feel like has not been, where their brain hasn't been infiltrated,
tainted, and biased, and all that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro.
Before we go, man, I wanted to say shout out to the whole Dreamville,
the team, everybody. Shout out to Jid. Yo, Jid.
Yeah, man.
Jid, man. He
reached out to us.
He reached out to us himself, man.
Wow.
We rock with Jid. Yes, he did. Yeah,
and,
we rock with Jid heavy.
Super dope, man. Super dope. All your artists, man, and just the way you guys move, man. We've said that on camera, man. And JID, man. I feel like, I know it's your duty to be like, yeah, he's one of them next people up, but we really feel like he could be the guy.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
You had a line, too.
100%.
You had a line. You said if hip-hop was alive or something like that, then JID would be popping or something like that.
Yeah, chart platinum.
Yeah,
you
man.
know what I'm saying? Nah, Jid is like, he has the desire, first of all, the will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The desire and the will and the want to surpass all of us. First of all, you know what I mean? Like he got what I had and what I'm sure Kendrick had and what Drake had, the high bar for himself. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then number two, he has the ability to do it. But number three, more important than all, he's willing to do the work. He's got the work ethic to do it. You know what I mean? And he love this shit. So it's like, absolutely. You know what I mean?
And I want to say something about Jid too, because we were invited out to a rock show with the band, Alter Bridge.
Oh yeah,
it's a rock band.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Or metal/rock. Hold on, rock heads. Metal/rock, whatever category you want to put them in. And they the lead singer Miles, man, he invited us backstage, and he was just like, man, I love what you guys do, man. He's like, and I don't just watch like the rock and metal stuff. I watch some of the hip hop stuff.
Wow.
And he was just like, and you know who is really, really good?
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, who? He was just like, JID. So. It speaks to his transcendence. You know what I'm saying? To kind of appeal to a different audience altogether, because he has something, you know what I mean? That we've always said that, man. That's something that you don't need to be an extremist or a hip hop digging into crates guy to appreciate what he does.
Facts.
You can hear it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you can hear the hours and everything that he put into it, that he's put into his craft, man. So salute to Jid, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? We enjoyed the last album too. We didn't get a chance to do more reactions on it.
Yeah.
We did enjoy the last album.
Fire.
Yeah, man.
Last thing for me, man, and I'll pass it to you, Ryan. I want to get back to this thing that was kind of going around on the internet. Spotify put up, we need new leaders. Where's the new leaders at in hip hop? And I wanted to kind of pick your brain just a little bit on that and why. I guess what people say is that the next generation hasn't stepped up and there aren't new leaders, right? And but it makes I'm using this opportunity to kind of throw some hats in the ring for people who I think get busy, that I think are great, that should get more attention. I like Nick Grant. I think Nick Grant's a dope artist. I don't know if you're familiar with Nick Grant.
I know that name. Has he been around for a while? Nick Grant?
Man. Okay. Carolina dude. Carolina dude.
I didn't know he was from Carolina.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, make sure you check him out, man, when you get a chance. He's dope. Mick Jenkins. I don't know if you're familiar with
I'm familiar with Mick Jenkins. He's hard.
Who else do I like? Oswin Benjamin. I think Oswin.
Not familiar.
He's dope.
I'll check him out.
I mean, and here's another one. Who's the underground guys? There's if we go overseas. Stogie T from South Africa.
Avlino.
Y'all super
Avlino. Check him out from UK. So I mean, and maybe that's, I guess, where I was going to end at. I'm all over the place. Is, A, are there new leaders, or what do you think of that? And B, maybe the new leaders are overseas. Maybe maybe this is now, the internet is now global, and maybe the idea of what a new leader is doesn't exist in this demographic anymore. I don't know.
I think so they're saying that they're saying that the new leaders are not there, or they're saying
I think so Spotify put that up, right? Like where's the new leaders, right? And the internet has been saying, it's been this thing that's been swirling around the internet where and again, it's not everyone that thinks this, but they're like, we don't know who is next because we saw you guys coming. We saw you coming. We saw Drake. We saw Kendrick coming, right? Before that, we saw Ye. We saw Lil Wayne and T.I. and Rick Ross. Before that, we saw Eminem. We saw Jay-Z. We saw 50 Cent before that. And people are saying now, like, well, we're not seeing, and Jid was kind of in that conversation, right? But we're kind of waiting for him to break through on a more mainstream level. But people are like, well, where's the next crop of you don't have to answer. We can cut all this out.
I have thoughts. Some of the thoughts I don't want to say on camera because it's like
understandable.
But I have a potent thought, but it wouldn't be for camera. It'd be too controversial.
Yeah.
But one of my thoughts that is for camera is I feel like it's unfair because the system that I just beat the game. Like I just got in the door before it closed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's how we feel, right?
Me, Kendrick, and Drake, we all got in the door right before it closed because the ability for an artist, at least of the skill set that we possess, me, or Kendrick, or Drake, which we all don't possess the same exact skill set, but we share some of the same skill sets, and then we all excel at our own version, and he excels at that, and he excels at that.
Right.
But we share a common skill set and cloth. We share a baseline cloth of our the shit that we came up on.
Right.
And the shit that you like, and the shit that you like, and the shit that we like, that we agree on as a rap community, that is like the shit that we respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we share that.
Yep.
And I feel like we just beat the door closing where we got to get through and pop with that style. And it's a to get where we got, you have to be versatile.
Yes.
You don't get to where Jay is at without being able to do Reasonable Doubt, but then also being able to do Big Pimpin' and Song Cry and Change Clothes. And you don't get to where Pac got without being able to do Dear Mama and Ambitious as a writer. And I Ain't Mad at. There's a versatility to your songwriting that
I get around.
And I get around. You got to have all of them. So we cut from those cloths where it's like, yo, you're going to get a diversity of songs from us. But the opportunity to transcend was still in our favor because radio still was king.
Yep.
Streaming had
we just caught the tail end of video mattering.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Streaming wasn't like the biggest thing yet. You know, record sales, boom, boom, boom. So there was, if somebody invested in you, it wasn't a guarantee that you would go. But if Jay-Z is stamping me, you know what I mean? Then I got a good chance.
Yeah.
Now he done stamped some people that ain't went.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I got a chance. Now I just got to do my job.
Right.
Because now this company, whether it be Aftermath with Kendrick, whether it be Young Money with Drake or Cash Money or whatever, or whether it be Rock Nation with me, at least there was a clear place where I know we can go spend this money and he gonna sink or swim.
Right.
Right.
It's gonna work at radio or it's not.
Yeah.
The video gonna work or it's not. And so there was plays that you could run that would help you. Now, mind you, we had to learn our own plays too. Like I had to learn, oh damn, I gotta drop the warm-up. Oh damn, yo, Eve, let's put a song out on this blog. We had to do our job too.
Right.
But there was still a certain baseline level of a way that we could level up and get our stature up. You know what I mean? Through this thing.
Yeah.
That thing is no longer the main thing. Radio exists, but it's like, yo, radio is playing whatever's popping on TikTok or whatever. So it's like, so the opportunity for even a label to come. Right now, if I found a young artist and I'm like, man, he fire.
Right.
Like, I could stamp my name on him.
Yeah.
And even that don't guarantee his success because there's no one place you can go and be like, all right, we're going to spend 100,000 right here.
Right.
And it's going to work.
Right.
You can go spend 100,000 on TikTok right now and that shit would be like throwing your money in the toilet.
Exactly.
Because you can
have it all. You can have it all.
You can have it all. And it just might not, because there's no one or two agreed upon places for us to receive music. We all know Usher Confessions is a classic.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we all experienced it in the same places together.
Right.
Now the game is so fractured
Yeah.
that you could think that this R&B artist just dropped a classic,
Right.
and the world will never know.
And I could not know who it is.
And you will not know who it is.
You could
and
not
it'll
know
be
who it
only y'all 5,000 fans or 10,000 fans and 20,000 fans will know.
Right.
So the beautiful thing is there's so much more artists that can make a living because they found a niche.
Yeah.
They found a niche audiences. So now they can go tour, they can sell their merch, people can support them, they should be selling their music. I hope they selling, pressing CDs, selling CDs, vinyl, boom, boom. But they can do that and make a living. You know what I mean? Like you got artists that never had a hit in their life. They never had anything that transcended in their life, but they make a living off of this. And you got way more of them. And that couldn't happen in the past.
Right.
You know, in the past, if it didn't work, you was done. If the label spent $200,000 on you, $300,000, it didn't work, you're gonna be at Wendy's or UPS or whatever. Like, but so that's the beautiful thing.
Right.
The negative is that we have way, way less. It's almost non-existent. We have way less moments where we all agree.
Yeah.
On a song, on an album, because we just don't have the platforms no more that can lift this young man up or this young woman up into like an agreed upon stardom.
Institutionally, man. Great point. Well said. Institutionally, things are just not the same.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no source. There is no videos. No, we've said it time and time again. And that's exactly what I completely agree with that.
Me too.
And but there's a part of me that longs for it.
Me too, by the way. I want it bad, bro.
Because that universal community, it felt so good. I like seeing hip hop in certain spaces. And some people were like, bring it back to the roots. Performing in sneaker stores and all that. And I'm like, no. I like seeing hip hop matter and be relevant culturally in this world. You know what I'm saying? Yes. But now things are so fragmented, and I just don't know where we go next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have some ideas, but it's like I gotta cook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But even then, it's like there's no guarantee.
Right.
Because the internet is an ocean, bro.
Yeah.
The shit is like the ocean. Shit is like being on a boat in the ocean.
I still think it's the Wild Wild West. I still think we're in the embryonic stages of the internet. Believe it or not.
That's real.
I still think that we are at almost the beginning. You know what I'm saying? In comparison to what it's going to be. You know what I mean? But that's another conversation, man. But yeah, man.
Man, I mean, we can keep going, but man, I appreciate.
I know you tired.
Thorough, boy. This was a good one.
I appreciate your time, man.
Couldn't have went any better.
Yeah, how much time y'all think that was? 2 hours. Oh yeah, that didn't feel like 2 hours.
Yeah, we was floating, man. We was floating. We can talk to you all day, though, man.
Yeah,
likewise.
Because you come from where we come from, man. We fuck with you. We rock with you, man. We appreciate you coming out.
Yes, we do.
Thank you, bro.
I know you tired. I know you're on East Coast time. You know, we appreciate you coming out,
Can't
man.
wait to hear about that thing you told us about.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Oh, right.
That thing earlier. That you told us about. I'm looking forward to that.
Nah, that was dope. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, we appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all. This was a pleasure, man.
You could have went to Barbara Walters.
Yeah, you could have went.
Zane
Is
Lowe.
Barbara Walters still?
I don't know. Rest in peace. I don't know if she's alive.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
But you could have went anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But you decided to stop and
we appreciate you, man.
An amazing look, dude. We did not see this coming, and we are eternally grateful for you to even stop by to give us this time. We appreciate you, man.
And likewise, thank y'all for having me. And I do want to let the like I said, the rest of the reaction community know. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, I
shout them out.
Yeah, there's first and foremost, I think damn near like
Big King, remember Big Quint, whatever his
name? Big Quint was hard.
You were posting him a while.
Yes, that was after Forest Hill Drive. I think he's still doing his thing.
Yeah.
No Life Shack. You know what I mean? These are places where I would like to go. You know what I mean? Before the year's up, I like to like stop by these. It's a dude. He be doing a glitch like. I don't know if you've seen this dude. Like when somebody got a bar, it's like Glitch Gang or something like.
Is it like in the editing?
Yes, when somebody does a bar, he'll put up the glitch. Like when somebody says some shit like a potent line or something, he'll be like, it'll be slow mo. He'll be like, like he getting punched. T go crazy or some shit like this.
Okay,
like, that's somebody who shit I've enjoyed.
Okay.
Dope, man.
It's a white dude, Knox, something Knox. He a white dude, but he rap. But I like some of his breakdowns.
Dope.
It's a dude. I'm not gonna know this dude's name, but he's I don't know if he's from California. He got tats on his face. He be with his girl.
Oh, he's from here too. What's his name?
He's from here? Oh, he's from Vegas?
Oh, what's his name?
He's a reactor?
Ghost?
Yeah.
DJ Ghost?
No, I fuck with Ghost though. I fuck with DJ Ghost.
Shout out to him. Yeah. I think
This is a different dude. Shout out to DJ Ghost. I'll pull up on him too. Shit, but this is a dude. He like, I think he said he might be from Compton. He got like tats on his face. Maybe wear glasses. He be with his girl.
Okay.
His girl be with him doing reaction. I wish I could remember his name, but I fuck with his shit too.
Okay.
But yeah, just in general, even people that I'm not naming, it's like, yo, like my plan in doing this, like doing the trunk sale tour was so fun for me.
Yeah.
Because I got to see people in real life and like and have conversations or like listen to what people got to say. And then just really realize like, damn, I've been dropping albums for the past however long and I just be staying in the house. I just go live my life. And this is so similar to the trunk sale, this is a joy for me to talk to y'all.
Man,
man. Meet y'all in real life, have an ill conversation, you know what I mean? So I plan on doing that throughout the year, not just in the reactor space, but in a lot of little, I told you, YouTube my most used app. So I got a lot of little platforms.
You know, whatever.
Word up.
We'll see.
Yeah,
no, shout out to all those reactors, man.
Yeah,
you know
man.
Yeah, it's cool to get acknowledgement, man, especially from a major artist, man. We really appreciate.
Rhyme Rate, subscribe, Lost in Vegas, and Rhyme Rate.
Man,
you know what I mean?
Do.
Subscribe right now.
Yeah, we'll have that information for you guys, you know what I'm saying, in the description, man. And that's it, man.
I think that's it, man. Thanks
again,
again,
Cole, man.
Appreciate
your time, brother.
Thank y'all, man.
Yeah, man. And looking forward to, that tour.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? We got the tour coming. You know, when you come out to Vegas, you know what I'm saying?
And if you already planning to fall off, like, man, I really appreciate that. Thank you. But I also can't just assume and can't forget that, like, there was a lot of people out there that never even heard this shit. You know what I mean? Like, it exists. You know what I mean? Like
how many people on this planet?
Exactly. There's so many people that like never listen and maybe didn't have the time to get to it. It's a long album, so maybe they didn't have the time yet. So if you ain't heard it, give it a spin. It is a long album, so like, don't feel free to like play the first one, give it some time, play the second disc, and then even if you have heard it, like, because there's some people that like, they feel how I feel. You know what I mean? They like, they know what this is or whatever. Like, they agree with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I agree with them.
Right.
But there's some people out there who maybe didn't catch that the first time.
Right.
I would just ask, like, yo, if anybody out there is like that and watching this, just whenever you get a chance, give it one more spin for me. You know what I mean? Give it one more spin.
Sit with it.
And see what happens. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm guilty of that sometimes. I might spin an album one time and I feel like I know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I got it.
Yep.
I listen. You know what I mean? Like, and my life is busy. I might not go back.
And then you got 18 other albums.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
There you
That's
go.
coming out all
Exactly.
at the same time. You
But-
forget to get back.
But I'm going to throw my bid in for like, yo, give me a re-listen. You know what I mean?
Check out the fall. It's a great album, guys.
It is,
Thank you,
dude.
man.
Check that album out.
I've been
man.
going back to it.
He put his foot
I've
in
been
it.
going back to it,
Thank you.
Because I go to my favorites and I kind of put that on repeat, but I gotta let it play
That's
out.
the thing too.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I was like, post thing, I gotta run that back. Run that back again. Run it one more time.
Word
You
up.
know?
And Legacy wasn't even, I mean, I like Legacy, but that wasn't the one that I was playing. I was playing Safety
Ooh.
and I Love Her Again
Wow.
constantly.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I was just driving one day and then Legacy came on. I'm like, yeah, I remember being a pleasant song. I was like, it's pleasant. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then I really honed in on it.
Ooh.
And I was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
The stacking of the vocals and then what he was talking about. And I don't know if Legacy is, I'm sure the fans will love this one. I don't know if Legacy is sort of a dual meaning with because hip hop.
That's a great question. No.
Yeah.
Okay. I took it as very specifically.
No. So that's a great question.
Yeah.
In our younger days, when we were first, we college kids, but we still partying around the country and then we out on tour and we young men that like, are we now faced with a level of access
Oh yeah.
that we even didn't have back in the days, you know what I mean? And mind you, this is prior to my married days, but it is a real part of my life where it was like, legacy was a phrase that described like when you sowing your royal oats and you have a link up with somebody,
yeah,
and y'all had a thing for a moment,
right?
But maybe you leave town, or this maybe y'all in the context of the album, it's my hometown.
Yeah,
but the phrase comes from it might be any town. If you spin back later,
right?
Say, a year later, boom, boom, you find yourself in a certain town. The joke used to be like, oh, he trying to get that legacy. Like you trying to spin back and get, you trying to hit a legacy, joint up.
Okay.
Trying to recreate the magic that y'all had
back then.
But what you often will find is you that was that moment.
Right.
You know what I mean? You'll see a lot of dudes come back from their legacy experience and be like, nah, it wasn't the same. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't hit the same. So that's where that title is like it's the most inside of inside references where it's like, because that's what that song is about. It's about me at that time in my life, trying to spin back on something. And I'm at a crossroads in my life. If you listen to Disc 29, I'm at a crossroads in my life where it's like, yo, which way you gonna go? Who you gonna be?
Right.
Are you gonna go be like this bachelor, eligible rap bachelor that can go guilt-free, sow your royal oats and do boom boom? Yeah. Or are you gonna go be the person that you always knew you could be and wanted to be? A family man, a stand-up man, a man that is who he says he is. Right. A man who kids can look at him and go, okay, there ain't gonna be no secrets coming out or boom, boom, boom. And it's like, yo, and there's no judgment on either decision. Right. Be who you want to be, but don't have one foot in, one foot out. Right. So, but Disc 29 finds me at a point where I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out, at a crossroads trying to make the decision of where I'm gonna be. So Legacy is the song of me coming back home to my hometown and reaching out to
trying to get that old
feeling. Yeah. But meanwhile, when you go to the joint with Tim's, when you hear Tim singing, she's playing the part of my long-term girlfriend, where it's like, her words are spoken from the perspective of this relationship I've been in for a long time, where it's like, you know what I mean, that I may lose if I fuck around and go the legacy route. You know what I mean? So you know,
dope, man.
That's dope, man.
Dope. I mean, I know the fans are gonna love it.
Yeah, that's dope.
That breakdown. Man.
All right, cool.
Well, thanks again, man.
Thanks again, my man.
Thank y'all.
Thank you so much, brother.
Pleasure.
Pleasure for all of us, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.